Chapter 6:14. Yang Wu was truly enraged. Someone dared to tell his grandfather to eat the corpses of poisonous creatures in front of him. As soon as Yang Wu's words fell, he turned into a blur and rushed towards Yang Huayu. Yang Huayu was only at the early stage of the Earth-Sea realm. Facing Yang Wu's sudden attack, how could he react? In the blink of an eye, his throat fell into Yang Wu's hands and he was lifted up like a chicken by Yang Wu. You want to eat poisonous creatures? I'll give you all you want. Yang Wu grabbed the despairing Yang Huayu and walked towards the poisonous creatures that had been killed by Yang Jingtao. How dare you! Quickly put down young Master Yu! The Yang family's guard shouted. Immediately after, two people surrounded and attacked Yang Wu. Unfortunately, their strength was nothing in front of Yang Wu. Without waiting for Yang Wu to make a move, Bai Luoyun had already attacked from the side. He was a dignified prince of the White Water clan. Even on land, his battle prowess was not weak. Two sparkling palms swept past and sent the two people flying. You guys are not worthy of my lord making a move, Bai Luoyun said confidently. Yang Wu, stop first. I'll give you an explanation for this matter. Yang Hongchang rushed over and blocked in front of Yang Wu. Get out of my way. Yang Wu was in a berserk state. He did not want to pay attention to Yang Hongchang and continued to grab Yang Huayu towards the poisonous creatures. Yang Wu, calm down first. He is the son of the outer court's patriarch. If you touch him, it will be troublesome. Yang Hongchang emphasized. Yang Wu acted as if he did not hear. He sped up and dragged Yang Huayu in front of the corpses of the poisonous creatures, preparing to feed them to him. Yang Hongchang stomped his foot and rushed towards Yang Wu, wanting to snatch Yang Huayu back. Yang Wu replied coldly, If you dare to move again, I'll kill him first. After saying that, he threw Yang Huayu in front of the pile of poisonous creatures and stepped on him until he spat out blood and screamed. Yang Huayu only felt that his back was broken and he almost fainted from the pain. His face was full of panic as he shouted, Seventh uncle, save me, save me! Yang Wu, I know you are very angry, but you will only make things worse. Let him go first. Yang Hongchang said slowly. There is no room for discussion on this matter. Yang Wu said decisively. The next moment, he squatted down, looked at Yang Huayu and said coldly, Don't you like to feed others poison? I'll let you have a taste of it. No, don't. Yang Huayu said in a panic. Just as he opened his mouth, Yang Wu stuffed a dead rat into his mouth. Yang Huayu's eyes widened as tears flowed out of his eyes. His stomach churned uncomfortably. Those who humiliated others would be humiliated by others. Who dares to hurt young Master Yu? Finally, many people from the Yang family rushed out. Someone shouted and rushed in the direction of Yang Wu. Let's go. Tang Wen called out to the four brothers beside him. Each of them held their swords and went to intercept the incoming people. They were all geniuses and had the ability to fight above their level. Even if an ordinary heavenly fish realm expert appeared, they would not be afraid, not to mention that the ones who rushed out were just guards from the king realm. They did not take them seriously. However, this was the territory of the Yang family after all. Many experts in the courtyard were alarmed by the commotion outside their door. 3 heavenly fish realm experts rushed out of the courtyard. Their momentum was like a rainbow, and their fighting spirit was soaring. Without any nonsense, they joined forces and headed straight for Yang Wu. A shocking rainbow rushed over like an endless river. The impact of the impact could destroy everything. A sword light flashed with a rich green light and turned into thousands of trees falling from the sky. There was also a spear light that contained a strong spear intent. The spear head turned into the shape of a white snake spitting out its tongue. It was extremely sharp and frightening. Wu-er, be careful. Yang Jingtao was not in the mood to heal. He shouted and was ready to rush in front of Yang Wu to block the 3 waves of attacks for him. You want to bully my man? Have you asked for my permission? Before these attacks fell on Yang Wu, Shu Yujun said valiantly. She used her finger as a sword and slashed at the 3 waves of attack. The finger sword transformed into a 300 zhang long sword light, and the dense sword energy completely overwhelmed the power of the 3 people. When the sword fell, the attacks of the 3 people were completely disintegrated. There was also a long sword mark on the ground, and the 3 people who were charging over immediately stopped in their tracks in fright. Yang Jingtao looked at this scene and said, This granddaughter-in-law's strength is very strong. Shu Yujun's hearing was very good. She heard Yang Jingtao's words clearly. A touch of red appeared on her charming face. She turned to Yang Jingtao and greeted him. Shu Yujun greets grandfather. If the people of the Heng Mountain sect saw Shu Yujun like this, they would be so shocked that their young miss also had a virtuous lady. Good child, there is no need to be so polite. Yang Jingtao responded. The more he looked at Shu Yujun, the more he liked her. She looked a little older than Yang Wu, but she was very mature. Her butt was very big, it was good for giving birth. Yang Wu, you have vented your anger. Now is enough. Yang Hongchang really did not want to make a big deal out of this matter. He once again persuaded Yang Wu. Yang Huayu's mouth was filled with poison by Yang Wu. He was so scared that he fainted. However, how could Yang Wu let him go like this? He broke one of his fingers and woke him up in pain. Once again, he was forced to eat poison by Yang Wu. This was definitely an unforgettable day in his life. Yang Wu had vented his anger and did not continue to torture Yang Huayu. He looked at Yang Hongchang and said, This matter will definitely not end like this. Before Yang Hongchang could reply, an extremely tyrannical aura swept out from the Yang clan. An angry voice rang out and shouted, Who do you think you are? How dare you treat my son like this? Die for me. An expert appeared in the air. His majestic aura locked onto Yang Wu. A cyan fist like a mountain blasted towards Yang Wu. This was definitely a power that exceeded the heavenly fish realm. It belonged to the combat strength of the dragon transformation realm. It was a minor saint realm expert. This attack came too quickly. In the blink of an eye, it was in front of Yang Wu. Yang Wu did not have time to block it. He quickly circulated his Xian Qi. The heavenly scale armor appeared. Mysterious patterns appeared on the scale armor. The defensive power of the heavenly scale armor rose sharply. Chaotic heavenly scale armor skill. This was a minor saint realm defensive skill. Yang Wu had cultivated it to the first stage, scale armor pattern. It could increase the defensive power by several times. Bang! The green fist landed on Yang Wu's body, and a muffled sound rang out. Yang Wu was sent flying more than 100 feet away before he could stop his body from falling. PFFF. A mouthful of blood spurted out from Yang Wu's mouth. His face instantly turned pale. Wu or Yang Wu? Yang Jingtao and Shu Yujun cried out in worry. The dragon transformation realm was an extremely powerful existence even in the transcendent realm. As long as the saints did not appear, they were top-notch experts. No one could easily challenge them. The dragon transformation realm expert that appeared in front of them was the Yang clan's outer court patriarch, Yang Gexiao. He was Yang Huayu's father, a minor saint who had entered the dragon transformation realm. He was middle-aged and had a dignified appearance. His eyes were slightly feminine, like those of a snake. Whoever he stared at would feel uncomfortable all over. He was wearing a navy blue robe with golden patterns on the left and right side. A green dragon belt was attached to his waist, making him look exceptionally noble. There were 4 people behind him. Their auras were not as strong as his, but they were all in the heavenly fish realm. Their combat strength was not much weaker than Yang Lianwei's. One of them was even above Yang Lianwei. Yang Gexiao calmly glanced at Yang Wu, who had blocked his fist. Then, he walked towards his son. Seeing his son lying there vomiting non-stop, he was extremely annoyed. He raised his leg and kicked his son heavily, shouting, "Useless trash! Yang Huayu's body fiercely rolled away. The poison in his mouth was violently vomited out from his stomach. Only then did he seem to feel much better. Father, father, you have to make a decision for me. Yang Huayu looked at his father and cried. Before he finished speaking, he vomited on the spot. It was extremely uncomfortable. Take him back. Don't embarrass yourself here, Yang Gexiao said to the protectors beside him. Yes, Patriarch. One of them stood out and responded. Then, he swept towards Yang Huayu. Regardless of whether Yang Huayu agreed or not, he carried him on his back and returned to the courtyard. Take them all down. Chop them into 8 pieces and throw them into the mountains to feed the wolves. Yang Gexiao glanced at Yang Wu and the others. He found that their strength was in the heavenly fish realm. They were not at the same level as him. He gave the order without hesitation. Wait! Yang Hongchang stood out and shouted. Yang Gexiao's gaze fell on Yang Hongchang. He said indifferently, "Seventh brother, what do you mean?" Yang Gexiao and Yang Hongchang were brothers of the same generation. Yang Gexiao was the 4th brother. He was good at management and belonged to the First Elders faction. Therefore, he was arranged to be the patriarch of the outer court. Over the years, Yang Gexiao had managed the Yang family's business in an orderly manner. He had not made any major mistakes, but in fact, he had overdrawn the Yang family's favor. Many of the cooperating forces could not stand Yang Gexiao's greed and had secretly expressed their dissatisfaction with him. However, the Yang family was still the overlord of this city, so they did not dare to say anything for the time being. Others did not know about these relationships, but Yang Hongchang was well aware of it. He did not have a good impression of his 4th brother. I'm asking you what you mean. They are all members of our Yang family. How can you treat them like this? Yang Hongchang asked. 7th brother, are you completely muddle-headed? Do you think that anyone with the surname Yang is a member of our Yang family? When did our battle clan's Yang family become so lowly? Yang Gexiao criticized. Then, he said to the 3 protectors beside him, "Cripple them all first." You dare! Yang Hongchang shouted. Take them down. Kill whoever dares to stop them. Yang Gexiao said decisively. Yes, Patriarch. Chapter 6:15. Of the 3 enforcers behind Yang Gexiao, one was a bald man who was half a step into the dragon transformation realm. He had a strong body and fierce eyes. He wore a golden robe and had a golden chain around his neck. His entire body released a golden aura, making him seem especially eye-catching. Another had long hair that reached his waist. His face was pale and his eyes were red. He held a dagger in his hand and was picking at his fingernails. He had an extremely vicious aura. The last one had a medium build and wore a gray robe. He had a round belly and a faint smile on his face. His eyes would occasionally flash with a sharp light, proving that he was not a kind person. The 3 of them were the golden-robed enforcer, the dagger enforcer, and the fame enforcer. They were Yang Gexiao's right-hand men and were valued even more than Yang Lianwei. The 3 of them were not members of the Yang family. They were followers that Yang Gexiao had subdued. They had followed Yang Gexiao all these years and were extremely loyal. After Yang Gexiao attacked and repelled Yang Wu, he did not plan on attacking again. That youth did not seem weak, but he was not worthy of him lowering himself to attack again. After the 3 enforcers received Yang Gexiao's order, they quickly carried it out and rushed towards Yang Wu, Yang Jingtao, and the others. Yang Hongchang pulled out his battle spear and placed it in front of the 3 enforcers. He shouted, "Before this matter is settled, you are not allowed to attack. 7th Grandfather Yang, please don't make things difficult for us." The golden-robed enforcer looked at Yang Hongchang and said faintly, "4th brother, they really are members of our Yang family. Yang Wu's bloodline strength is at least 50%. If you stop him from entering the family, I'm afraid you won't be able to bear this crime," Yang Hongchang loudly reminded. Yang Gexiao's face twitched slightly. He narrowed his eyes and said, "Take them down." The three enforcers prepared to go around Yang Hongchang and once again head towards Yang Wu, Yang Jingtao, and the others. When Yang Hongchang tried to stop them again, the golden-robed enforcer directly attacked. "Seventh grandfather, please excuse us." The golden-robed enforcer's golden palm flashed. It was like a Buddhist palm print, but it did not have the Buddhist nature of a Buddhist. It was only a strong diamond aura. Golden astral divine palm. The golden-robed enforcer was indeed very confident. He was not afraid of offending Yang Hongchang at all. "How dare you?" Yang Hongchang was enraged. He was a branch descendant of the Yang family, but his cultivation talent was extraordinary. He had obtained the qualifications to enter the Yang family to cultivate, and was also a deacon of the Yang family. His status was not much lower than Yang Gexiao's. Now that Yang Gexiao's lackey dared to attack him, how could he not be angry? Yang Hongchang dodged the palm power of the Golden Robe Protector and thrust his war spear towards the Golden Robe Protector's thigh. The sharp spear light instantly pierced the Golden Robe Protector's thigh. Ding-dang! Golden light flickered on the Golden Protector's body, forming a thick golden armor that enveloped his entire body. The defensive power was extremely strong, and even Yang Hongchang's attack could not break through it. "Get out of my way!" The golden-robed guardian let out a roar as he angrily pressed his palms towards Yang Hongchang's chest. The surrounding Xian Qi of heaven and earth all gathered towards him. Yang Hongchang retracted his spear to block the attack, but he still seemed to be in a hurry. He was forced to retreat more than 30 meters. At the same time, the Dagger Protector and the Mingli Protector quickly swept towards Yang Wu and the others. Their speed was so fast that it was impossible to guard against them. Previously, after Shu Yujun was praised by Yang Jingtao, it was as if she had been injected with chicken blood. She appeared incomparably excited. She puffed out her full breasts and held her long sword horizontally in front of Yang Jingtao, saying, "Grandfather, step back. Let me take care of them." Grandfather should do it. Yang Jingtao's injuries were not very serious. After taking Yang Wu's healing pill, his body recovered quite well. How could Shu Yujun let Yang Jingtao do it? Who knew that before she could do anything, Yang Wu rushed over and shouted, "Miss Shu, protect my grandfather. I will take care of these two people." Yang Wu was forced to retreat by Yang Gexiao and suffered internal injuries. For an ordinary Heavenly Fish Realm warrior, it would be difficult for him to fight again. However, Yang Wu was different. Immortal Qi could heal all injuries. The Dagger Protector's attack had already arrived. He was like a poisonous snake waiting for an opportunity to move. The dagger cut through the space and stabbed towards Yang Wu's eyes. The power of Xian Qi was compressed into a line by him, so it was very difficult to detect the power of his attack. The Dagger Protector was good at assassination, and his reputation was not undeserved. The Mingli Protector's attack was even more unique. He held an abacus, and the sound of beads clacking could be heard, disturbing the souls of others. The abacus turned into a square of Qi Gang and suppressed Yang Wu. Both of them were only in the advanced Heavenly Fish realm, but the combat power they erupted with was comparable to that of a top Heavenly Fish realm warrior. Yang Wu's murderous aura surged. He directly used the double-edged three-dragon spear, stabbing out an extremely dazzling white snake and a fierce tiger. The two completely different spear shadows contained unparalleled spear intent. The thick battle blood was released to the extreme, as if a majestic giant shadow appeared behind him. 20 times the combat power. This terrible pressure crushed the power of the Dagger Protector and the Mingli Protector. The white snake swallowed the Dagger Protector's strange attack, and the fierce tiger directly crashed into the giant shadow of the Mingli Protector's abacus. As for the sound of the abacus, it did not cause any disturbance to Yang Wu at all. How could his soul be condensed for nothing? Boom! Boom! There was a shocking explosion. The attacks of the two protectors were crushed by Yang Wu's power, and the two of them were forced to retreat. The Dagger Protector and the Mingli Protector were both shocked. They did not hold back, but in front of this young man they could not win. Don't hold back. Take him down with all your strength, the Mingli Protector said to the Dagger Protector, and the abacus in his hand changed again. The beads on the abacus rang more rapidly, and the beads on the abacus rushed out one by one. 49 beads condensed into a gold mine, and the golden power shone in the sky, suppressing Yang Wu. This guy deserved the name, Mingli Protector. Even the battle chi he condensed was a gold mine, which showed how much he valued money in his heart. Under the pressure of the gold mine, the whole street was shattered by this force, and the surrounding houses were constantly collapsing. The people outside and inside the houses were scared and ran as far as they could. Gold mine suppression. Just as this move was about to land on Yang Wu, the Dagger Protector had already disappeared. Yang Wu looked at this move and felt a strong sense of pressure. Without thinking, he stabbed the double-blade triple dragon spear into the sky. A 300-meter-long flood dragon roared and slammed into the gold mine. The 300-meter-long Xian Qi was extremely dense, containing 20 times Yang Wu's combat strength. Even a top heavenly fish would find it difficult to resist. The gold mine was destroyed by the flood dragon, and the two forces were immediately determined. The abacus in the Protector's hand was shattered, and the beads fell out one by one. This abacus was a top heavenly weapon, but it was still not enough in front of the double-blade triple dragon spear. Protector Mingli Protector quickly retreated, thinking to himself, "It really is the reverse dragon spear art. Is it really the Yang family's bloodline that was lost outside?" The Yang family had existed since ancient times, and not only did they have the battle blood talent, some of the Yang family members who were lost outside, as well as families that were connected by marriage, had a certain chance of awakening this talent. Even though it was extremely small, it was still possible. Now, there was such an outsider in the Yang family who had the battle blood talent of the Yang family. The Yang family wanted him to change his surname, but he insisted. No one in the Yang family could do anything to him because his battle blood talent was too strong, and he had entered the Saint realm. The Yang family's threat was not big to him, and he was willing to become a part of the Yang family. Just as Yang Wu was chasing after Protector Mingli Protector, the hidden Protector dagger appeared behind Yang Wu. He slashed with his dagger, aiming for the back of Yang Wu's neck. He sneered proudly, "Die!" The dagger hit Yang Wu, but before the Protector dagger could rejoice, he found that he had only hit Yang Wu's afterimage. "Oh no!" the Protector dagger cried out. He entered a defensive state and retreated with all his might. He realized that Yang Wu would launch an extremely fierce counterattack. Who would have thought that Yang Wu wouldn't even make a move? His third eye quietly opened, and his soul power transformed into a blade that pierced into the Dagger Protector's divine hull, harvesting his soul. The Protector dagger didn't know what was going on until he died. When Protector Mingli Protector sensed that the Protector dagger's life force had disappeared, his hair stood on end. He attacked Yang Wu like a madman. He had to take down Yang Wu. If he couldn't, he would be the one to die. Yang Wu didn't want to be entangled with them at all. He circled behind Protector Mingli Protector with his ice blade wings and slashed at his back like two giant blades. This time, Yang Wu didn't hold back. He pushed the power of his ice blade wings to the extreme. The power was enough to cut through any heavenly armor. When Protector Mingli Protector sensed the cold air, he shivered. However, he still didn't expect an incomparably sharp attack to silently appear behind him and cut him in half. Blood sprinkled down from the sky. A corpse was cut in half and fell to the ground. It was a ghastly sight. The Protector Vajra, who was fighting with Yang Hongchang, sensed the situation here and was shocked. While he was distracted, Yang Hongchang seized the opportunity to pierce his defense and beat him back. The rest of the Yang family members were defeated by Luoyun, Tang Wen, and the others. They were more restrained and didn't kill people directly like Yang Wu. No matter how declining the Yang family was, it was still an ancient family. An ordinary second-rate force couldn't compare with it. The power in front of them was just the tip of the iceberg. If they really offended them, they wouldn't be able to deal with them at all. Yang Gexiao looked at the Protector Dagger and Protector Mingli Protector, who were killed. His face became distorted. He said in an extremely cold voice, "What a ruthless little bastard. You killed my 2 protectors. Today, I'll let you all die with them." After that, he turned into a bolt of lightning and swept toward Yang Wu. "Yang Gexiao, stop!" Yang Hongchang sensed Yang Gexiao's killing intent and couldn't help but exclaim. He was only in the advanced, heavenly fish realm. It was impossible for him to stop Yang Gexiao's pace. Just before Yang Gexiao swept toward Yang Wu, he stretched out a palm toward Yang Wu's head, ready to kill Yang Wu mercilessly. "It's not that easy to kill me," Yang Wu responded in an imposing manner. Suddenly, a giant shadow appeared in front of him. Chapter 6:16. Water Crocodile Puppet. This was a puppet that had reached the level of minor saint. It stood in front of Yang Wu and forcibly blocked Yang Gexiao's attack. Bang. Yang Gexiao's strength was incomparably overbearing. The heaven and earth Xian Qi in this place had all gathered on his palm. The water crocodile puppet that suddenly appeared was hit, but it didn't shatter. Its body was only pushed back a few meters. A shallow palm print appeared on its body. It was left by Yang Gexiao, a high-grade minor saint puppet. Yang Gexiao revealed a hint of astonishment. It wasn't easy for an ordinary minor saint puppet to withstand his palm strike. The water crocodile puppet in front of him was at least a high-grade minor saint puppet. Yang Wu could feel Yang Gexiao's killing intent towards him. He ordered the water crocodile puppet without hesitation, "Kill him! I haven't fought for many years. It's a good time for me to get used to this puppet body." Lei Zongjuan's voice sounded excitedly. In the next moment, he controlled the water crocodile puppet and charged towards Yang Gexiao. Lei Zongjuan had cultivated the ghost cultivation art. He had reached the minor completion stage. When he reached the intermediate completion stage, he would be able to reform his body. This puppet body was just a transition for him to relive the taste of battle. The water crocodile puppet was, after all, a puppet. It couldn't exert any Xian Qi. It could only rely on its tough body to fight Yang Gexiao. Yang Gexiao shouted disdainfully, "How dare you behave so atrociously in front of my Yang family with just a puppet? You really don't know the meaning of death." Yang Gexiao continued to attack. The dense palm energy fell like raindrop. The power of the first palm strike was enough to kill any heavenly fish expert. Even Yang Wu felt a heavy pressure from it. Lei Zongjuan was once a top figure in the transcendent world. Even though he was only left with his soul, his battle awareness was extraordinary. He controlled the puppet body to sweep away all of Yang Gexiao's attacks with its tail. From time to time, he would also extend his crocodile claws to grab Yang Gexiao. That violent strength was not inferior to the dragon transformation realm. How refreshing! Lei Zongjuan used his soul power to control the water crocodile puppet, and the power it unleashed was very powerful. Its huge body was like a minor saint battle soldier, and it fought fiercely with Yang Gexiao. "I don't believe I can't destroy you." Yang Gexiao was infuriated. He couldn't even deal with a puppet. The face of the outer courtyard's sect master was completely lost. He could not help but take out his weapon and was prepared to completely destroy the puppet's body. A mere dragon transformation realm cultivator dares to speak so arrogantly? "I'll let you have a taste of my power." The water crocodile puppet's eyes flashed with an indescribable light. Its body became even more nimble. Its crocodile body, crocodile claws, and crocodile tail all became its most powerful weapons. Not only that, but its speed also soared. Many of its attacks were overwhelming. Yang Gexiao's cyan sword hadn't even landed on the water demon puppet's body, but the puppet's continuous attacks had already forced her to retreat. Bang! Yang Guxiao's movement technique was very fast, but it still couldn't compare to the water crocodile puppet. Finally, a flaw was found. The crocodile's tail stabbed him like a spear and sent him flying. When the crowd saw this scene, they all revealed an extremely shocked expression. The battle between experts was overwhelming. Yang Guxiao's combat strength was already very terrifying, but it still couldn't compare to Yang Wu's puppet. This trump card of Yang Wu's was really powerful. Ah! I'll destroy you! Yang Guxiao's face became extremely distorted. His battle chi soared, and cyan light constantly gathered in the sky. A battle mark appeared between his eyebrows. Terrifying xian qi of heaven and earth condensed on the cyan sword. When the sword slashed down, it was as if a cyan river of stars was falling. Its attack power instantly skyrocketed. When the sword slashed down, it could cut everything in the vicinity into powder. This was the true power of the dragon transformation realm, and also the strength of Yang Guxiao's battle blood. The Yang family's celestial battle chi is quite interesting, Lei Zongjuan secretly thought. He didn't dare to fight with the other party directly, and controlled his body to fly up into the sky. Yang Guxiao's sword slashed out, and the cyan river of stars chased after it. When the sword was about to hit the water crocodile puppet, it suddenly jumped in a strange way and dodged the sword. Only the cyan river of stars scattered in the sky and didn't dissipate for a long time. You escaped so fast, Yang Guxiao said unhappily. He didn't chase after the water crocodile puppet. His gaze fell on Yang Wu. This was his target. Oh no! Lei Zongjuan just remembered that his main responsibility was to protect Yang Wu. He didn't even think about it and swooped down, hoping to stop Yang Guxiao from killing Yang Wu. Yang Wu was locked on by Yang Guxiao. He immediately sensed it. Without hesitation, he activated his ice blade wings again and opened his soul eye. He said fiercely, "If you want to kill me, you have to pay the price. Die." Yang Guxiao said mercilessly. The cyan sword slashed down, and the boundless power of the Star River fell on Yang Wu's head. At the same time, Yang Wu's ice blade wings tore through the space and slashed towards Yang Guxiao's waist. The soul light of his soul eye shot towards Yang Guxiao's forehead. A two-pronged attack would definitely kill a minor saint. Yang Wu took a deep breath and used all his strength. The 1,000 holes in his dantian erupted with power. His battle blood was raised to the extreme, and a huge tortoise shadow appeared behind him. This tortoise shadow was very different from the dragon tortoise shadow he condensed in the past. It was obvious that it was a power that had just awakened recently. After this battle shadow appeared, his strength skyrocketed to the limit of 30 times. The heavenly scale armor on his body was also raised to the limit of the first stage. Heavenly scale runes covered his entire body. At this moment, the 2 blades and 3 dragon spears stabbed out furiously. A true dragon soared into the 9 heavens and collided with the cyan river of stars. Rumble, rumble! In an instant, the sky shook incessantly. Countless xian qi splashed in all directions. Yang Wu was sent flying by this force. However, he still stood firmly on the ground like a spear and didn't fall. Yang Guxiao originally wanted to kill Yang Wu with one move, but he was blocked by Yang Wu once again. What annoyed him the most was that Yang Wu's innate attack put him in a very difficult situation. The ice blade wings almost slashed through his defensive dragon armor. That extremely cold icy qi invaded his body and froze his qi and blood. In addition, that beam of soul light almost caused him to fall into a trap. Fortunately, he had activated his battle patterns, and his soul spirit had the ability to defend itself. Otherwise, with just these 2 innate attacks, he would definitely have suffered an unexpected defeat. Kill! Lei Zongjuan had already turned back and charged towards Yang Guxiao without holding back. Although he had already escaped from the soul-suppressing pot, Yang Wu hadn't passed on the complete ghost cultivation art to him. He didn't want to see Yang Wu die. Yang Gexiao once again fought with the water crocodile puppet. However, his target was very clear. He was still charging towards Yang Wu. At this moment, more and more people rushed out of the Yang clan's outer court. Just the heavenly fish realm alone reached more than 30 people. These were all experts stationed in the outer court. There were also hundreds of Earth-Sea realm experts. They were all looking at the water demon puppet that was fighting with their patriarch in surprise. For a moment, they didn't know what was going on. Yang Hongchang couldn't help but shout, "Patriarch, what are you waiting for?" Bang! Yang Hongchang crushed the jade tube, and a shocking explosion resounded in the vicinity, giving everyone a big fright. After the jade tube exploded, 3 more figures flew out from the outer court. Each of them was as strong as Yang Gexiao. They were all little saints in the dragon transformation realm. When the Yang clan's people saw these 3 figures, they all bowed and said, "Greetings to the 3 patriarchs. Who's asking for help?" An old voice asked. Yang Hongchang bowed slightly and said, "Yang Hongchang greets the 3 patriarchs. I ask that the 3 patriarchs stop Yang Gexiao from killing the peerless genius of our clan." Of the 3 small saints, one was old and ordinary, one was middle-aged in a blue robe, and one was slightly younger. He was tall and thin. They were the outer court's patriarchs. They all had the bloodline of the Yang clan. The 3 of them weren't weaker than Yang Gexiao. The oldest one was even stronger. Their status in the outer court wasn't lower than Yang Gexiao's. They had the qualifications to enter the inner court. Yang Hongchang, you colluded with outsiders and still have the face to say this. Aren't you afraid of being punished by the clan? Yang Gexiao was distracted. This matter isn't fair. The clan's patriarchs will judge. Yang Hongchang said proudly. All right, I'll see how the 3 patriarchs will judge. Yang Gexiao retreated and said. He then said to the 3 patriarchs, "Patriarchs, as the outer court's patriarch, I order you to arrest all of them." They looked down on the Yang clan, hurt our people, and even killed 2 of my patriarchs. Yang Gexiao showed the imposing manner of the outer court's patriarch. Even the 3 patriarchs had to take him seriously. Yang Hongchang suddenly felt that he had done something very stupid. His status wasn't much different from Yang Gexiao's, but Yang Gexiao was already the outer court's patriarch. In the outer court, his status was much higher than his. Moreover, Yang Wu did kill people just now. This matter had become big. Patriarchs, he's our Yang clan's peerless genius. He's the winner of the first heavenly king of this fragmented space. I brought him back, Yang Hongchang hurriedly explained. Before he could finish, Yang Gexiao interrupted him. Enough. No matter who he is, we'll deal with him after we capture him. Patriarchs, please make your move. The 3 patriarchs looked at each other, then nodded at Yang Gexiao. The middle-aged patriarch and the young patriarch made their move at the same time. The middle-aged patriarch's target was the water crocodile puppet, while the young patriarch's target was Yang Jingtao, Shu Yujun, and the others. Are we really going to go all out? Yang Wu had the soul-suppressing gourd and the demon-taming token in his hands. Once he used these 2 items, even a dragon transformation realm expert would be completely obliterated. This was his ultimate trump card. Patriarch Wang, what are you waiting for? Shu Yujun couldn't help but shout. Suddenly, a dazzling power pulsed, and a figure as bright as the sun appeared beside Shu Yujun. The majestic power of the dragon transformation realm was released, and he said in a clear voice, "Is this how the Yang family treats the young miss of the Heng Mountain sect?" Chapter 6:17. Shu Yujun was the daughter of the Heng Mountain sect's sect master. Her status in the sect wasn't low. How could she not have someone secretly protecting her when she traveled with Yang Wu? Wang Yuyang was Shu Yujun's guardian elder. He looked to be in his early 30s, but in fact, he was already over 100 years old. He was a man in the prime of his life, like a spring breeze, and belonged to the type of masculine men who specialized in charming young women. Yang Gexiao and the 3 elders were shocked to see Wang Yuyang suddenly appear. Moreover, from his words, it seemed that someone here was the young miss of the Hung Mountain sect. There was only one beautiful and tall young woman here. Other than her, there shouldn't be anyone else who was the young miss of the Hung Mountain sect. So it's the young miss of the Hung Mountain sect. Sorry for the disrespect. The two outer elders of the Yang clan stopped moving. The middle-aged one glanced at Shu Yujun and said. The younger elder asked, Are you really from the Hung Mountain sect? Wang Yuyang smiled and took out a token. The Hung Mountain token is here. I am Hung Mountain Wang Yuyang. So it's the Sun Sword Wang Yuyang. It's an honor to meet you. The Yang clan elder nodded. Wang Yuyang's fame wasn't small. He used the Sun Sword to kill 10 minor demon saints. He was in the top 1,000 of the last Heavenly Dragon ranking, and had a chance to become a true saint in the Star Rune realm. Elders, can you seriously listen to my explanation of the situation now? Yang Hongchang asked from the side. Elders, we can let the Hung Mountain sect people leave, but the others must be captured. Yang Gexiao emphasized. Yang Wu is my man. If you want to capture him, you will be making an enemy of our Hung Mountain sect. Shu Yujun said straightforwardly. A woman was willing to gamble her reputation to save another man. It could be seen that this woman's feelings for this man were not shallow. Shu Yujun wasn't a woman who easily fell in love, but when she did, she was like any other woman in love. She was like a moth to a flame, willing to sacrifice her body for love. Even though she had only known Yang Wu for a short time, it didn't stop her from admiring Yang Wu. Yang Gexiao frowned and looked at Shu Yujun. This is the Yang family city, not your Hung Mountain sect. So what? Shu Yujun retorted. Elders, what are you waiting for? Yang Gexiao didn't want to drag this out any longer. He had to quickly take down these people in front of him. Yang Gexiao, if you continue to persist in going about things the wrong way, I will immediately ask for an imperial edict. Yang Hongchang made up his mind and shouted at Yang Gexiao. They were all branch family descendants, but their bloodline talent was still passable. Among the middle-aged generation, they were all important targets to nurture. That was why they had been given an imperial edict. This was the Yang family city. Once the imperial edict was torn apart, the avatar of the saint would definitely descend. Yang Gexiao was the head of the outer court for less than 3 years. He didn't want to lose this position. He clenched his teeth and said, Fine. I want to see what you're going to use to protect them. If you don't give me a satisfactory explanation, I won't let this matter rest. Finished speaking, Yang Gexiao turned around and rushed back into the outer court. The other Yang family members also retreated, not daring to stay outside. Only the 3 elders stayed behind. Don't worry. I'll give you a satisfactory explanation. Yang Hongchang let out a sigh of relief. As long as he protected Yang Wu, he believed that after returning to the family and verifying Yang Wu's identity, everything would be settled. The Yang family placed great importance on bloodline inheritance. With Yang Wu's bloodline talent, he would definitely be recognized by the elders. When the 3 elders saw that Yang Gexiao and Yang Hongchang had given in to each other, they didn't feel embarrassed anymore. The old elder asked Yang Hongchang, what kind of trick are you playing? This matter can't be explained in a few words. I want to return to the family and ask to see the elders. Yang Hongchang said firmly. It's not impossible to see the elders, but you have to explain the situation first. The elders said. Yang Hongchang hesitated for a moment before giving a simple explanation of Yang Wu's situation. He repeatedly emphasized that Yang Wu's bloodline strength was over 50%. This caused the 3 elders to be moved. Can you guarantee that his bloodline strength is over 50%? The middle-aged elder asked. Yang Hongchang smiled faintly. 50% is just my conservative estimate. I think it might be even stronger. Good. Since you're confident, then we'll ask the elders. The elder looked at Yang Wu and nodded. Yang Hongchang was overjoyed. He quickly walked over to Yang Wu and said, Yang Wu, Accompany me back to the family." Who would have thought that Yang Wu would wave his hand and say, "No, I'm going to take my grandfather away." He had already vented his anger. His grandfather was fine for the time being, but his impression of the Yang family was not good. There was no reason for him to stay. Even the instructions that Yang Taihe gave him were put aside for the time being. They came from the mortal world, but they weren't people that anyone could casually bully. "Yang Wu, you can't let loyalty get the best of you. Returning to the Yang family is the best place for you to belong," Yang Hongqiang emphasized. "Originally, I was also looking forward to it. However, now, I don't have any sense of anticipation. If you really want me to join your Yang family, then have your patriarch personally invite me." After saying that, Yang Wu chose to leave with Yang Jingtao. Yang Hongqiang still wanted to say something, but when he saw Yang Wu's determined eyes, he knew that there was no point in trying to force him. He could only watch him leave. The three elders kept looking at each other, secretly communicating with each other. They seemed to be discussing whether or not to stop Yang Wu and the others. Wang Yuyang's attention was always on them, ready to make a move at any time. After some discussion, the three elders didn't make a move. The young elder looked at Yang Hongqiang and said, "Hongqiang, you deal with this matter as you see fit. Don't ruin our Yang family's reputation." Yang Hongqiang sighed and said, "Don't worry, I will definitely make this guy stay." Then, he said to Yang Wu, "Yang Wu, you stay in the city for now. I will come back to find you later." Yang Wu replied, "I will only stay for a day." When the three elders of the Yang family heard Yang Wu's words, they couldn't help but show some dissatisfaction. This was their territory, and Yang Wu was still so arrogant. Did he really think that he could be so arrogant just because he was the son-in-law of the Heng Mountain sect? What a big tone! The young elder said indifferently. "It seems that our Yang family has been silent for too long. Many people don't put our Yang family in their eyes." The old elder said in a deep voice, "Young people are full of vigor. Too rigid is easy to break." The middle-aged elder said. Yang Hongqiang saw that the three elders were about to get angry and hurriedly said, "Elders, there is no need to be angry. This matter is a misunderstanding. Yang Wu isn't the kind of person you think he is. It better be so. Otherwise, you will have to take responsibility for this matter." Yang Wu didn't leave the Yang family's city. Instead, he found a restaurant in the city to stay for the time being. The reason why Yang Wu didn't leave wasn't because of Yang Hongqiang, but because he wanted to fulfill his promise to Yang Taihe. If the people of the Yang family were really as unbearable as Yang Gexiao, he was afraid that he would have to go back on his promise and not help Yang Taihe. After Yang Wu and the others settled down in the restaurant, the grandfather and grandson couldn't wait to tell each other their heartfelt stories. "Wuer, how did you come to the transcendent world? How is your family's situation?" Yang Jingtao asked with a guilty expression. He was very incompetent as a grandfather. When Yang Wu and Yang Wen were very young, he left Xia and barged into the transcendent world to find his ancestors and ask for his root. Yang Wu looked at his grandfather and said, "Grandfather, don't worry. Everything is fine at home. We have already been promoted to a duke's residence." Yang Jingtao was overjoyed and said, "Good, very good. Seeing that you are so promising, I knew that the situation at home wouldn't be too bad. It's just that grandfather has let you down." Yang Wu smiled and didn't mention the shocking changes that had happened to his family. It was all in the past. He simply talked about the situation of his parents and Yang Wen, so that his grandfather could be at ease for the time being. Then, he asked about his grandfather's situation. Now, he could see that his grandfather had reached the intermediate level of the heavenly fish realm. This strength was not bad. If it was in Xia, he would definitely be the #1 expert, enough to challenge the white-browed Eagle Emperor and even take him down. Yang Jingtao sighed heavily and said, Grandfather has followed the teachings of the ancestors all these years and came to the transcendent world, hoping to let us return to the Yang family's ancestral land and let our ancestors return to the family tree. Who would have thought that people like us don't even have the qualifications to enter the outer court and even suffer all kinds of difficulties? Grandfather has decided not to return to the Yang family. We will find a place to bring your parents here and live a peaceful life. We will not ask for anything else. Grandfather, how many grievances did you suffer in front of the Yang family? Yang Wu looked at his grandfather's lonely appearance and asked with heartache. Yang Jingtao smiled and said, "Those grievances are nothing. It's just a pity that we couldn't complete the teachings of the ancestors." Is the teachings of the ancestors really that important? I used to think that it was very important, but the characters of those people were too disappointing. Now, I don't think it's that important anymore. The few people I came into contact with in the Yang family are not bad. It seems that the Yang family is not peaceful internally. Yang Wu told Yang Jingtao about the characters of Yang Hongchang, Yang Jie and the others. He also briefly told him how he came to the transcendent world. Yang Jingtao felt that it was inconceivable. This grandson of his actually came to the transcendent world through an unknown barrier. That was a very dangerous thing. You are really lucky. If it was anyone else, I'm afraid that they would have died a horrible death. Yang Jingtao said with a look of lingering fear. Grandfather is right. My life has been tough since I was young. I won't die that easily. And then what do you plan to do next? If the other people in the Yang family are really as good as you said, then the teachings of the ancestors are still worth it. Grandfather, must I follow the teachings of the ancestors to the end? Of course. Since you have the ability to come to the transcendent world and even know the people of the Yang family, then you have the qualifications to know the teachings of the ancestors. Grandfather has already told you. As for whether you want to return to the Yang family, you can decide for yourself. Grandfather is old and can't be compared to you, child. Chapter 6:18. Ancestral Teachings. This was very unfamiliar to Yang Wu. When he and his father, Yang Zhenan, entered the Yang family's secret ground, they did not see the ancestral teachings. They only saw the reverse dragon spear art and the reverse dragon spear. When Yang Jingtao went to the transcendent realm, he had already opened the ancestral teachings and obtained the ancestral teachings' wishes. Yang Jingtao carried the teachings of his ancestors, hoping that the Yang family's ancestors would be able to return to the Yang family's genealogy in the transcendent realm. The Yang family was once a hegemonic power in the transcendent realm, a top-notch power in the war race world. Their descendants were proud of this, and all of them hoped to leave their names behind in the genealogy after death. Yang Jingtao's ancestors carried such a wish, hoping that their descendants would be able to fulfill it. Yang Jingtao had been instilled with this kind of stubborn philosophy by his father since he was a child, so he was extremely diligent in his cultivation. When he was young, he became one of the 10 kings of the great Xia dynasty. After he broke through to the heavenly fish realm, he abandoned Yang Zhenan and Yang Wu and went to the transcendence realm. He thought that with his strength in the heavenly fish realm, he had the qualifications to return to his clan, but when he came to the transcendence realm, he found that he was a little whimsical. There were countless powerhouses here, and a heavenly fish realm cultivator was merely someone who had just stepped into the domain of self-protection. The Yang family was an ancient family of the war race realm. Even if it had declined, it was still not a power that a mortal like him could casually enter. Yang Jingtao's path was very bumpy, but he had no regrets. This was because he had done his best to complete the ancestral teachings. No matter what the result was, he had a clear conscience. Yang Wu looked at his grandfather's weathered face and felt incomparably sad in his heart. He held his grandfather's rough hand and said, "Grandfather, let me complete the family's ancestral teachings. Wu, this is a heavy burden. Let grandfather carry it. If you can't do it, just give up." Grandfather is not a pedantic person, Yang Jingtao said happily. Yang Wu said seriously, Grandfather, grandson has already grown up. I can help you with the family's matters. Just leave the ancestral teachings to me. I don't dare say that I can complete it, but at least it's better than you begging those bastards. Haha, good, my grandson has finally grown up. Then, from today onwards, I'll leave the ancestral behests wishes to you. Yang Jingtao was not a sentimental person. After hearing Yang Wu's words, he no longer insisted and handed over the heavy burden to Yang Wu. His slightly bent waist instantly became much straighter. All these years, he had been carrying the teachings of his ancestors and was too tired. Finally, this burden was carried by an outstanding grandson. He was gratified and could also breathe a sigh of relief. I hope Yang Hongchang won't disappoint me. Otherwise, even if we don't enter the Yang family, we can still establish our own family. Yang Wu exuded a confident and high-spirited expression. At present, Yang Wu's martial arts realm was not very high, but he had already condensed a strong self-confidence. This confidence came from his own strong and undying will and the ultimate 9 mysteries tactics that he cultivated. In the past few years, he had cultivated the ultimate 9 mysteries tactics, which Little Hay called the strongest celestial tactics, and as long as he continued to find mysterious essence chi, he could continue to become stronger. One day, he would be able to soar into the sky and reach the top. At present, he already had clues about 2 kinds of mysterious essence chi. Once this matter was settled, he could search for it with peace of mind. Before that, he had to raise his strength to the advanced heavenly fish realm, or even the top heavenly fish realm. Yang Jingtao looked at his grandson, whose edges had become clear and resolute, and was shocked. He did not expect his grandson to have grown to such an extent, and was proud of him in his heart. In addition, he could imagine that his grandson had probably suffered a lot to be able to reach such a level. After Yang Wu and Yang Jingtao chatted for a while, Yang Wu took out an interspatial ring and handed it to his grandfather. There were all kinds of pills inside, as well as some cultivation techniques and weapons. They were all things that he had plundered from others. When Yang Jingtao saw the items inside the interspatial ring, he was shocked beyond words. When he found out that Yang Wu was already a heavenly alchemist, he cried out excitedly, "The heavens are really blessing my Yang family, the heavens are really blessing my Yang family." Yang Jingtao knew very well what the identity of a heavenly alchemist meant. Even if Yang Wu did not rely on the Yang family, he did indeed have the capital to establish his own family. As long as he continued to grow, even if he could not compare to the transcendent world's Yang family in the future, he could at least settle down in a corner. Grandfather, don't be too excited. There are some medicinal liquids inside. Use them to temper your body a few more times before swallowing the heavenly blood pill. Raise the power of your bloodline first. Once you have sorted out the hidden ailments in your body, you can attack the next realm. Yang Wu said. Yang Jingtao nodded and agreed. Then, he gave Yang Wu a look and said, "Wu, have you really become the son-in-law of the Heng Mountain sect master?" Yang Wu patted his forehead and explained, "Grandfather, you don't have to pay attention to Miss Shu's words. She and I are just ordinary friends. She probably said that on purpose to save us." "You can't say that. I can see that the girl has deep feelings for you, and she is also very beautiful. It doesn't matter even if she is a few years older than you. If her family doesn't mind, you should just accept her." "Grandfather, what do you mean by accepting her? Her status is not ordinary, but I really only treat her as a friend. I already have someone in my heart. Do you remember the slug who often came to our house to play when we were young? It's Zuu. I have already pledged my life to her. Oh, that little girl who loves to cry. How is she now?" Yang family's inner courtyard. This place was built in a small space. It was a heavenly method left behind by the Yang family's ancestor. It covered a blessed land and gathered the profound chi of heaven and earth. It was a natural holy land for cultivation. In the past, this land was 10 times larger than it was now. However, because of the war with the demon sect and the evil race, their clan's land had shrunk. Because of the decline of their bloodline and the interference of powerful enemies, the Yang family's fortune had decreased, making it difficult for them to regain their former glory. Of the 8 great ancient families of the war race, the first 3 had those old undying characters overseeing them. They passed down the war blood of the original families. Therefore, every few hundred to 1,000 years, they would nurture a peerless monster that could compete with any top monster in the transcendent world. They would fight for the peak of martial arts and continue to extend the prestige of the ancient families. The old undying characters of the Yang family had already fallen. The remaining ancestor-level characters did not have any heaven-piercing existences. They could only rely on the influence left behind by the Yang family to barely survive. If they did not have a heaven-piercing level character within 1,000 years, their bloodline power would probably completely wither away. At that time, their Yang family would probably withdraw from the war race bloodline and become an ordinary family. Currently, the Yang family urgently needed a bloodline descendant to appear. Even geniuses with different surnames were no exception. Once they were discovered to have a bloodline power of more than 30%, they would be accepted into the family and nurtured. Those with a bloodline power of more than 40% would be heavily nurtured. They would receive twice the amount of resources compared to ordinary bloodline geniuses. As for those with a bloodline power of more than 50%, they would be personally nurtured by the sacred elder. In the future, they would definitely become saints. Under such circumstances, the members of the various bloodlines of the Yang family had gathered together, and the number of factions was increasing. The Yang family, as a large family, had also fallen into a state of dispute. The once united family was now faintly having different voices. Yang Jie, Yang Po, and the others had returned to the Yang family city one step ahead of Yang Hongchang. Yang Jie had long known the relationship between Yang Jingtao and Yang Wu. He had wanted to see Yang Gexiao, hoping to avoid making things difficult for Yang Jingtao. However, Yang Gexiao did not take it to heart and directly sent them back to the inner court, not allowing them to interfere with the affairs of the outer court. Yang Jie was very helpless. After he returned to the inner court, he immediately reported this matter to the deacon of the inner court, hoping to attract attention. Who knew that it would be better if he did not say anything. After he did, he was forbidden to leave the inner court and was told to focus on cultivation until he broke through to the heavenly fish realm. Yang Jie's strength was low. Even if he had a bloodline power of 30%, he was still a collateral descendant. His right to speak was ordinary. Perhaps he would have a place in the inner court after he broke through to the heavenly fish realm. While Yang Jie was wholeheartedly striving to break through to the heavenly fish realm, Yang Hongchang returned to the inner court. After all, Yang Hongchang was not Yang Jie. He was Yang Jie's 7th uncle, an outstanding genius of the younger generation who was preparing to break through to the heavenly fish realm. He was already an inner court deacon and was much more tactful than Yang Jie. He did not directly ask for the help of the clan elders. Instead, he found a few good brothers in the clan and jointly went to find the clan elder of their branch. Yang Hongchang had a good reputation in the clan. After hearing Yang Hongchang's request, his good brothers chose to help and went to see the clan elder together. The clan elder was not an ordinary elder. He had at least reached the advanced dragon transformation realm, or even the top dragon transformation realm. In the absence of the sacred elder, they had enough power to speak in the clan. Right now, the clan elder they asked to see was Yang Jinghai, who was ranked 9th. He was known as the Sea Dragon King, and had extremely powerful combat strength. He had a lot of prestige in the clan. In the depths of the Yang family's inner court, there was a lake. The lake occupied a large area, and in the middle of the lake stood a bamboo garden. It was the place where the Sea Dragon King, Yang Jinghai, cultivated. The xian qi of heaven and earth in the lake was extremely rich. It was at least 10 times more than the xian qi of heaven and earth in the outside world. The water vapor was steaming, and there were heavenly medicine flowers blooming on the lake. Among them, there were 3 that had reached the level of little sacred medicine. They were like flower kings, proudly competing with each other and emitting an intoxicating fragrance. Yang Hongchang and his 3 good brothers could only enter the bamboo garden with permission. If they did not, they would definitely be killed by the dragons hidden under the lake when they passed through. The 4 of them stood on a boat and were led by a beautiful maid to the Sea Dragon Bamboo Garden, on the island in the lake. Roar. Chapter 6:19. The dragon's roar shook the heavens as the lake water surged. A large dragon head appeared on the surface of the water. Its thick demonic aura spread out in all directions. Its 2 lantern-like eyes were filled with a thick evil aura. It was very shocking. Yang Hongchang and the others standing on the boat were scared out of their wit. Only the maid at the front of the boat calmly said, "Lord Flood Dragon, did you come out for some fresh air again? It's so stuffy at the bottom of the lake, so I came out for some fresh air." The Flood Dragon spoke in human language. In the next moment, it glanced at Yang Hongchang and the others before diving back into the lake. Yang Hongchang patted his chest and said, "Lord Flood Dragon's strength is truly terrifying. Every time we come to the Sea Dragon Bamboo Garden, we're scared." Someone beside him agreed. "If we don't reach the dragon transformation realm, we won't be able to block Lord Flood Dragon's dragon aura." Someone else said. The maid rowing the boat lightly smiled and said, "Young masters, you're all too timid. Lord Flood Dragon won't get angry so easily." Yang Hongchang and the others smiled and didn't say anything else. This maid was the Sea Dragon King's sword maid. She stayed in the bamboo garden all year round, so she wasn't afraid of the Flood Dragon. The maid's strength was also not weaker than theirs. If they fought, she might not lose to them. Very quickly, their boat arrived at the Sea Dragon Island. The island was not big, only a few thousand feet in size. There were all kinds of strange flowers and herbs planted all around. Each one of them was very valuable. There was a small path that only allowed one person to pass through to the center of the bamboo garden. That was where the Sea Dragon King lived. In front of the bamboo garden, there was a young man sitting on a lotus seat. This lotus seat was not an inanimate object. It was a real living object. It was a 9,000 Little Saint lotus seat. It was a top Little Saint item. Unfortunately, it didn't have 9,999 petals. Otherwise, it would be a real Saint lotus seat. The young man looked to be in his early 20s. He had an ordinary appearance, short hair, and a well-built body. He wore a blue robe and sat on the lotus seat. Combined with the wisps of Saint Qi, he exuded a unique lotus deity Qi. He was the Sea Dragon King Yang Jinghai. He was the undisputed number 1 person among the elders. He was ranked 9th among the elders. Among the 18 elders, Yang Jinghai was the youngest. He was not even 200 years old. He was the heavenly dragon pride of the previous heavenly dragon role. Yang Jinghai was a direct descendant, and his bloodline power was more than 50%. With his talent, he rose to power and won a lot of resources for his bloodline. After Yang Hongchang and the others saw him, they all knelt down and said, "We greet Elder Sea Dragon." Sea Dragon, this was Yang Jinghai's honorific title. It was the glory he had obtained. Yang Jinghai's eyes were still closed. Before he even opened his mouth, a voice rang out, "You may rise." This was ventriloquism. The Sea Dragon King had probably come into contact with the mysteries of the Saint Realm. Yang Hongchang and the others showed even more reverence. This was the goal they yearned for and pursued. "Why do you want to see this elder?" Yang Jinghai asked. Yang Hongchang took a deep breath and said, "Elder Sea Dragon, I found a heavenly pride of the main family from the mortal world. He won first place in the Heavenly King role held in the fragmented space of the Xiangjiang domain. His name is Yang Wu. His bloodline talent is more than 50%. He is not even 20 years old and has reached the early heavenly fish realm. His battle strength is extraordinary. I earnestly request Elder Sea Dragon to make the decision and allow him to return to the family. A heavenly pride with more than 50% battle blood? The people beside Yang Hongchang were all moved. Before they came to Sea Dragon Island, Yang Hongchang only gave them a rough explanation of the situation. He did not say that the heavenly pride of the heavenly pride had reached 50% bloodline power. If it was really their Yang clan's bloodline, then the significance was extraordinary. They would be able to find a heavenly pride of the heavenly pride of the heavenly pride of the Yang clan. For a time, they looked at Yang Hongchang with burning eyes. This was a pie that fell from the sky. Does he really belong to our family's bloodline? Yang Jinghai asked. 100% sure. He has already cultivated the Yang clan's spear art to the large success stage. Based on this point, I believe that anyone can determine that he belongs to our Yang clan. Yang Hongchang said with certainty. The Yang clan's spear art was a must for all Yang clan members to cultivate. But whether or not one could cultivate it to the large success stage did not depend on one's perception, but on the strength of one's bloodline. This spear art was created by the Yang clan's ancestors. It was branded with the will of the Yang clan. Even if it was lost, others would not be able to learn its essence. Yes, allow him to come back to the clan to test his bloodline. You can withdraw. Yang Jinghai indifferently responded. He did not change because he found that a heavenly pride of the family had 50% bloodline. Elder Hailong, I had already brought him to the Yang family. But because of the obstruction of the outer court's patriarch, Yang Gexiao, Yang Wu decided not to join the main family. Yang Hongchang began to criticize Yang Gexiao. Unexpectedly, Yang Jinghai faintly said, "Since he can't pass the outer court, let him go." Yang Hongchang and the people around him were stunned. In the past, as long as the Yang clan found a heavenly pride with more than 30% bloodline, they would accept them back into the clan. But now, this heavenly pride with more than 50% bloodline wasn't accepted? A person beside Yang Hongchang asked, "Why is Elder Sea Dragon doing this? How can we let a heavenly pride with 50% bloodline wander outside? Elder Sea Dragon, please reconsider." Another person pleaded. Don't you know the role of the outer court? They are qualified to judge whether or not a heavenly pride has the qualifications to enter the inner court. Yang Jinghai said in a deep voice. His eyes were still closed, and his expression didn't change in the slightest. But a trace of pressure was released from his body. The expressions of Yang Hongchang and the others changed. They remembered that the outer court indeed had the qualifications to judge whether or not a heavenly pride could enter the inner court. This was to prevent people from pretending to be Yang clan members and sneaking into the inner court. This kind of thing was already very common. If the outer court had already rejected someone, then that person would have no hope of entering the Yang clan. Yang Hongchang's expression wasn't good, but he insisted, Elder Sea Dragon is right. But all of this is because Yang Gexiao obstructed the heavenly pride's return. He is not qualified to be the patriarch of the outer court. He paused for a moment and then said, As far as I know, the heavenly pride's bloodline belongs to the heavenly pride's bloodline that was expelled 800 years ago. Yang Hongchang threw caution to the wind. Yang Wu's potential was very good. Although his clan had been expelled, 800 years had passed. All of their sins should have been cleansed. He didn't want Yang Wu to be rejected. 800 years ago, could it be the bloodline that had a relationship with the Xian Yuan clan? The person beside Yang Hongchang exclaimed. Yang Hongchang lightly nodded and said, It shouldn't be wrong. That bloodline was indeed banished to the mortal realm. They passed down their bloodline in the Grand Xia Empire. He then said, Although their bloodline has already been judged, whether or not they have done anything wrong is still controversial. Now that 800 years have passed, I think it's time to turn the page. Yang Hongchang's words were very true. The brothers beside him couldn't help but nod their heads. Now that the Yang clan was facing both internal and external troubles, there were no more connecting heaven realm experts. Their Yang clan was in a precarious situation. Under these circumstances, any Heavenly Pride's bloodline would be accepted. Even if they were from the Heavenly Pride's bloodline, they would still have a chance to be forgiven. It was because of this that Yang Hongchang wanted to use this opportunity to persuade Elder Yang Wu to smoothly return. I didn't think that the Heavenly Pride's bloodline would still be alive. Yang Jinghai lightly sighed. His tone had a trace of regret. Then he firmly said, since it's the sinner's bloodline, strip them of their bloodline and send them back to the mortal realm. The transcendent realm isn't a place where they can stay. All right, you may leave. In an instant, Yang Hongchang shivered. He couldn't understand why Elder Yang Jinghai would make such a decision. Could it be that the sinner's bloodline's sins were really that heavy? Just as the maid was about to ask them to leave, Yang Hongchang heavily knelt down and said, Elder Sea Dragon, Yang Wu is also a heavenly alchemist. He broke 5 records in the 1,000 Mountains of the Heng Mountain faction and discussed alchemy with the head disciple of the Heng Mountain faction's Pill Pavilion. This caused an alchemy phenomenon and caught the eye of the Heng Mountain faction's sect master's daughter, Shu Yujun. If this child can return to our Yang clan, then Heng Mountain would certainly be willing to form an alliance with our Yang clan. This would only bring benefits to our Yang clan. How could we allow such a proud son of heaven to wander outside? How could we strip his bloodline? Elder Sea Dragon, please reconsider. Suddenly, Yang Jinghai's eyes opened. His eyes were like 2 whirlpools that looked very deep. The blue light in his eyes was incomparably dazzling, making it hard for people to look straight at him. Is what you said true? Yang Jinghai revealed a trace of emotion as he asked. Hongchang doesn't dare to lie. Yang Hongchang solemnly said. Good, very good. I didn't think that the sinner's bloodline would have such a great proud son of heaven. Since that's the case, then let this senior test him and see if he has the qualifications to enter the inner courtyard and become a child of our Yang clan. Yang Jinghai revealed a trace of excitement. What Yang Jinghai saw wasn't Yang Wu's bloodline talent, but his alchemy talent. The Yang clan's main branch was divided into 2 branches. One branch focused on water xian qi while the other branch focused on wood xian qi. These 2 branches each had their own merits, but it was impossible for them to produce a proud son of heaven who could refine pills. Currently, the Yang clan's alchemists were all consecrated, and they often had to look at the faces of those consecrated. Moreover, the Yang clan didn't have a single saint alchemist. This was a huge weakness for the Yang clan. If Yang Wu was really as Yang Hongchang said, a heavenly alchemist under the age of 20 who touched upon the Tao of alchemy, then he would need to be properly nurtured. Perhaps in the future, he could become a saint alchemist and make up for the shortcomings of the Yang clan. Elder Sea Dragon wants to test him personally? Yang Hongchang and the others were surprised. Didn't you run over here because you want me to come out of seclusion to see the so-called outside heaven's proud son of heaven? Since he has attracted this senior's attention, then let this senior take a good look at whether he is really as outstanding as you said. After Yang Jinghai said with a faint smile, he turned into a light shadow and disappeared from the lotus altar. Chapter 620. Yang Family City. This was a city that couldn't be more ordinary in the transcendent realm. The population here wasn't as high as a large city, but the people living here could be considered peaceful. Over the years, the Yang family had been in decline, but they had made great achievements in battle and killed many demons, which was enough to buy them some breathing space. As an opponent of the battle race, they wanted to eliminate the Yang family with all their strength, but the head of the battle race, the Xianyuan family, gave the Yang family a chance to breathe 500 years ago. 800 years ago, the one who dealt with the Yang family was the Xianyuan family. Originally, The Xian Yuan family had always been one of the top powers in the War Clan. When the two families were at their peak in the ancient era, the two families were on extremely good terms with each other. However, after the Yang family continuously declined, the Yang family lost the qualifications to stand on equal footing with the Xian Yuan family. When the Yang family was suppressed by other families, the Xian Yuan family did not help them. As for why the Xian Yuan family suddenly attacked the Yang family 800 years ago, there were some secrets involved. Only the people involved knew the reason. 800 years ago, the main branch of the Yang family was almost wiped out. Their bloodline power was taken away, and they were exiled to the mortal realm, never to return to the transcendent realm. 800 years later, everything was in the past. The descendants of the main branch that had their bloodline taken away returned, and their bloodline power was revived once again. In a restaurant in the Yang family city, Yang Wu had been talking to Yang Jingtao and had not left the room for even half a step. With Wang Yuyang, a dragon transformation realm expert, guarding this place, the Yang family wouldn't act rashly. Suddenly, a tyrannical aura appeared above the restaurant. Wang Yuyang's voice sounded. "Which member of the Yang family has come? Please show yourself." "Haha, so it's you," the sun soared Wang Yuyang. "Coming to our Yang family's territory, you didn't find an old friend to talk about old times. This is your fault." Yang Jinghai's voice laughed. On the top floor of the restaurant, Wang Yuyang's expression changed slightly when he saw the person walking over. He said, "So it's the Sea Dragon King. Your Yang family finally has someone who can take charge. Otherwise, others would think that your Yang family is looking down on our Hung Mountain sect." Yang Jinghai lightly landed on the other side of the roof of the restaurant and said with a smile, "Brother Yuyang must be joking. Your Mount Heng's eldest miss didn't send a letter of greeting to our Yang family when she came, so it's normal that our Yang family didn't send anyone to welcome her. Now that I've come, let's put this matter to rest. I welcome you and your sect's eldest miss to my Yang family for a gathering." Wang Yuyang did not dwell on this matter with Yang Jinghai. He replied, "The Sea Dragon King is right. We were rude. Let's talk about this later. I want to meet the outer disciple of my Yang family. I heard that he's quite the troublemaker." Yang Jinghai changed the topic. After a pause, he said, "I heard that your Mount Hing wishes to take him in as a son-in-law? The eldest miss does have this intention, but that brat doesn't seem too willing." Wang Yuyang spread his hands and said, "Their Mount Hing was one of the branches of a major power. Many people fought to become their son-in-law, but Yang Wu didn't care." Wang Yuyang couldn't bear to see this. Yang Jinghai was taken aback. He wondered if he had misheard. That disciple from the mortal world actually looked down on the eldest young miss of the Mount Hing sect. If this were to spread, people would probably think that the disciple's head had been clipped. There were only a few dozen hegemonic factions in the transcendental world. Each hegemonic faction occupied a vast territory and ruled over countless citizens. The Mount Hing sect was a first-rate faction among the hegemonic factions and was definitely ranked at the top. No matter which faction one belonged to, they would want to establish ties with such a faction. Now, even the Yang family had to bow down in front of the Mount Hing sect, so where did that outsider disciple get the confidence to reject such a good offer? Did he have enough confidence, or was he ignorant? "You're here to find him, right? I advise you to speak nicely. That brat's background is not simple." Wang Yuyang reminded Yang Jinghai. "What's not simple about it? He's still a disciple of my Yang family's sinner's bloodline." Yang Jinghai said disapprovingly. After a pause, he said, "However, since he has the ability to catch the eye of your sect master's daughter, he naturally has some unique qualities. How about I meet him first? If I can bring him back to my Yang family, if not, even if your Mount Hing takes a liking to him, we won't keep him. Then it's best if you don't take a liking to him. That brat has alarmed several of our Mount Hing's sacred elders. If he didn't already have a master, I'm afraid he would be forced to stay in our mounting. After Wang Yuyang emphasized this, he disappeared from the roof. He didn't want to say too much. Yang Jinghai was astonished. He was clearly shocked by Wang Yuyang's words. I'd like to see just what's so amazing about this brat, Yang Jinghai muttered to himself, then flew toward the room Yang Wu and Yang Jingtao were in. Whoosh! The door and window opened and another person appeared in the room. Yang Wu and Yang Jingtao were both shocked. They looked at the uninvited guest in front of them who was glowing with blue light, their eyes filled with wariness. Who are you? Yang Wu was the first to recover and asked. At the same time, he prepared his ice blade wings and soul eye at the same time. As long as the other party made any strange movements, he would attack with all his strength. Yang Jinghai looked down at Yang Wu and Yang Jingtao. He said indifferently, You're the sinner's bloodline that was banished to the mortal world? What sinner's bloodline? I don't know what you're talking about, Yang Wu replied. Yang Jingtao trembled as he bowed and said, Yang Jingtao, descendant of the sinner's bloodline Yang Baiqiang, greets Milord. You're also from the Jing generation? Yang Jinghai said in surprise. Yes, Milord. Yang Jingtao said honestly. He then looked at Yang Wu and said, Wooer, why aren't you greeting this Milord? Grandfather, he hasn't admitted that we're part of the Yang family yet. There's no need to bow to him, Yang Wu said as he helped his grandfather up. Yang Jingtao was still bowing. He looked at Yang Wu and said, Wooer, don't be rude. We really are part of the sinner's bloodline that has been stripped of our bloodline. Our ancestors made a mistake, so us descendants have to bear this sin for them. Yang Wu frowned and said, Grandfather, you're wrong. They've determined that we're part of the sinner's bloodline and punished our ancestors. Then we don't need to bear those punishments. At most, they won't allow us to admit that we're part of the Yang family. Yang Wu was no longer a child. After experiencing many hardships, his soul had formed a soul body. His intelligence was extraordinary, and he had his own understanding and judgment. He wasn't as stubborn as his grandfather. There are some things that can't be washed away with time. The sinner's bloodline has been stripped, but their descendants still can't get rid of the name of sinners. You are still sinners of our Yang family, Yang Jinghai said faintly. Yang Wu looked at Yang Jinghai and replied, When you chose to banish us, didn't that mean that our ancestors had been punished? Even now, you still want to impose a crime on us. You're quite stubborn. However, you've been sentenced to never return to the transcendent realm. Now that you've returned, you're still criminals. I still have the right to punish you. Yang Jinghai released traces of the dragon transformation realm's pressure, wanting to crush Yang Wu's consciousness. Yang Wu had even withstood the pressure of a true saint before, so he didn't feel uncomfortable facing Yang Jinghai's pressure. Instead, it was Yang Jingtao who found it hard to bear. Yang Wu supported his grandfather and looked at Yang Jinghai with dissatisfaction as he said, If you want to punish us, then do it. This is your territory, so you have the final say. However, we definitely won't just sit here and wait for death. At this moment, Yang Wu was already prepared to fight at any time. Yang Jingtao looked at Yang Wu nervously and said, Don't cause trouble anymore. He then looked up at Yang Jinghai and said, Sir, what do you want us to do to wash away our crimes? Please state a condition. As long as we can do it, we won't hesitate. Your grandfather is still more rational. Yang Jinghai gave a faint laugh and then stated his condition, Since you can rise up in the mortal world, it means that your bloodline talent has awakened once again. As long as you pass my test, I can free you of your sinner's bloodline and even give you a chance to return to your family. However, my test won't be that simple. I refuse, Yang Wu said without the slightest hesitation. Who would have thought that his grandfather would say, We agree. Whatever test you have, you can do it. However, I hope that you won't go back on your word or deliberately make things difficult for us. If that happens again, we would rather never return to our ancestral land. Relax, this family elder doesn't need to be so despicable to you. Yang Jinghai promised. Grandfather, why do you need to lower your voice to them? With me here, one day, I will make them look up to me. Yang Wu looked at his grandfather's appearance and said with heartache. He secretly decided that in the future, he would make everyone in the Yang family look up to him and respect him as their leader. The ancestral teachings cannot be disobeyed. Just listen to grandfather this once and endure through the test. A great man knows when to yield and when to stand tall. This isn't a big deal. Yang Jingtao advised. Grandfather, it's not that I don't want to listen to you, but you have seen their disgusting faces. What's the point of returning to this kind of family? Yang Wu sighed and said. Stinking brat, you dare to defame my Yang family? Yang Jinghai angrily glared at Yang Wu and said. I have long heard from Yang Hongchang and Yang Jie that the Yang family is amazing. However, after seeing it today, I can see that they are just a bunch of bullies. Even if you have determined that we are of the sinner's bloodline, many years have passed and we are not clear about the grudges between our ancestors. Now that my grandfather sincerely wants to return, it's fine if you don't agree, but you still make things difficult for him. You made him kneel for 49 days. Do you really think that we are soft sieves that you can knead as you please? Yang Wu coldly snorted in dissatisfaction. He did not wait for Yang Jinghai to respond. He clenched his fists and faintly said, If you really want to punish us again, then draw a line. Us grandfather and grandson will accept it. How dare you? Chapter 621. Yang Jinghai was really angry. He was one of the elders of the Yang family, and was the most outstanding person in the previous generation. This kid in front of him actually dared to ask him to stand down. He was simply tired of living. Yang Jinghai was an expert who had come into contact with the mysteries of Saint Power. The pressure he released was so terrifying that Yang Jingtao was almost forced to kneel on the ground. However, Yang Wu still straightened his body and forcefully helped his grandfather up. He stared at Yang Jinghai without showing any signs of weakness. Yang Jinghai looked at the stubborn Yang Wu with a trace of surprise. His small saint pressure was enough to make any heavenly fish realm warrior kneel on the ground. However, Yang Wu was actually able to withstand it. It was really beyond his expectations. Courage is useless. If I want to kill you and your grandson, it will be as easy as flipping my hand, Yang Jinghai said with a cold smile. Then you can try. Even if we die, we'll make you pay. Yang Wu replied as he summoned the water crocodile puppet. The water crocodile puppet's body was very big. However, under Lei Zhongjuan's control, it became much smaller. So you have a small saint puppet. But do you think this can stop me? We'll see if it can stop you after we try. Then let's try. Yang Jinghai laughed. No one knew how he attacked. Yang Jingtao, who was beside Yang Wu, fell into his hands. Grandfather! Yang Wu exclaimed. He had already released his senses to the maximum. However, he still couldn't sense how Yang Jinghai attacked. Just as Yang Wu was about to attack, Lei Zhongjuan transmitted a message to Yang Wu. Master, don't be rash. This is a quasi-saint. Even if you use the soul-suppressing gourd, you won't be able to suppress him with your current strength. So what? Let's attack together. Yang Wu replied indignantly. Don't be rash. I just need to touch him lightly and your grandfather will be dead. Yang Jinghai said calmly. If even a strand of my grandfather's hair is harmed, I'll make you regret it even if I have to risk my life. Yang Wu said with a bloodthirsty look in his eyes. Every dragon had a reverse scale. His family was Yang Wu's reverse scale. He would never allow anyone to hurt them. In the next moment, Yang Jinghai released Yang Jingtao and said, I told you, your courage is useless in front of me. Pausing for a moment, he said, Our battle race's realm has a place sealed by the evil demon race, and there are many descendants of the evil demon race there. We have named that place Redemption City. If you really want to return to your clan, then go there and kill the evil demon race like the other sinners' blood race. As long as you complete your redemption, I can help you return to your clan. If you insist on giving up on returning to your clan, then don't blame me for being ruthless and taking away your bloodline power." Just as Yang Wu was about to respond, Yang Jingtao quickly said, "Okay, let's go to the City of Redemption and clear our names." Then he pulled Yang Wu and said earnestly, "Wooer, don't be impulsive. Our ancestors were wrong 800 years ago, causing the Yang family to decline again. We can go to the City of Redemption. As long as we kill enough evil demons, we will be able to completely clear our names." In Yang Jingtao's eyes, there was a hint of pleading. He really wanted the Yang family to return to the family. That persistence had been passed down from their ancestors to this day. Yang Wu had not been instilled with the will of the ancestors by his grandfather, so he was not as persistent as Yang Jingtao. If Yang Zhenan was here, perhaps the situation would be different. Yang Wu looked at his grandfather's pleading eyes, and the softest string in his heart was touched. He held his grandfather's hand and said, "I'll do whatever grandfather says." In Yang Wu's heart, filial piety was always the most important thing. If his grandfather wanted the stars in the sky, he would find a way to pluck them. What's more, he was helping his grandfather complete his ancestral wish. When Yang Jinghai heard Yang Wu say this, a trace of admiration flashed in his eyes. He could conclude that this child had a good temperament. Yang Wu took a deep breath, looked at Yang Jinghai and said, "I accept your arrangement. I hope you don't go back on your words." "Haha, who do you think I, Yang Jinghai, am? Why would I joke with a Heaven Realm kid like you?" Yang Jinghai laughed heartily and continued, "Since you have decided to head to the City of Redemption, you should set off immediately. The faster you kill enough demons, the easier it will be for you to wash off your crimes. The number of demons you need to kill is 5 minor saint demons, 500 Heaven Realm demons, and 10,000 King Realm demons. I will instruct Yang Hongchang to guide you to the City of Redemption. I hope you can arrive as soon as possible." After saying that, Yang Jinghai quietly disappeared from the room. Yang Wu and Yang Jingtao heaved a sigh of relief. Yang Jinghai had given them too much pressure. "Wu-er, do you have the confidence to kill the evil spirits?" Yang Jingtao asked with a worried expression. They were only in the Heaven Realm. There was still some hope for them to kill 500 Heaven Realm evil spirits and 10,000 King Realm evil spirit. However, it was simply impossible for them to kill 5 minor saint evil spirit. Yang Wu replied, "Grandfather, don't worry. This mission may seem difficult, but it's not impossible." Good. It's fine as long as you are confident. We will be killing evil spirits in the City of Redemption while improving our strength. I don't believe that we can't complete this mission in our lifetime," Yang Jingtao said with relief. Not long after, Yang Hongchang arrived at the restaurant, covered in dust. "Yang Wu, I heard that you agreed to enter the City of Redemption?" Yang Hongchang asked straightforwardly. Yang Wu nodded lightly and said, "That's right. He gave me a mission that is difficult to complete." Yang Hongchang smiled and said, "Don't pretend, kid. It may be a difficult mission for others, but it's not necessarily difficult for you." Yang Wu smiled noncommittally and then asked, "Hurry up and tell me the specific situation. I can't wait to complete this task. When the time comes, I want to openly return to your Yang family and take a walk around." "You have ambition. The Sea Dragon Patriarch gave you half a year. As long as you complete the mission within half a year, they can return to the family with their crimes cleared," Yang Hongchang said. At this time, Yang Jingtao said indignantly, "Why is he only giving us half a year? Isn't this mission supposed to end when we complete it? How can he make things difficult for us like this?" Yang Jingtao had been in the transcendental world for a few years and had heard about the situation in the City of Redemption. There was basically no time limit for the redemption mission, but why was there a time limit for Yang Jinghai? "Don't be angry. The Sea Dragon Patriarch said that your family's crimes are quite serious. If you don't come up with some important redemption missions, he won't be able to explain it to the family, Yang Hongchang said embarrassedly. Then he looked at Yang Wu and asked, Yang Wu, are you confident? If it doesn't work, I will go back and beg him to give us another half a year. No need. It's meaningless to wait another half a year. We will accept this redemption mission, Yang Wu said resolutely. Indeed, as Yang Hongchang said, the things that others didn't have the strength to do were not as difficult for him as imagined. The biggest difficulty was mainly the 5 minor saint demons. With his current ability, it was still a bit difficult. Therefore, he had to break through to the intermediate heavenly fish realm to be more confident of completing the mission as soon as possible. Very good. Then I will arrange for Miss Shu and the others. I guarantee that they will not suffer any grievances, Yang Hongchang said while patting his chest. Yang Wu shook his head and said, I don't trust your Yang family. Yang Hongchang's expression turned ugly. He sighed and said, Most of our Yang family are good people. I will talk to them about this, Yang Wu said and gathered the others. These people, except for Shu Yujun, followed him. He had to be responsible for them to the end. After everyone arrived, Yang Wu told them about his preparation to go to the City of Redemption. He didn't hide too much. Shu Yujun said after listening, Yang Wu, there's nothing good about the Yang family. Join our Heng Shan sect. I guarantee that our Heng Shan sect will do our best to nurture you. With your talent, it won't be difficult for you to become a saint in the Star Rune realm in the future. Miss Shu, is it really okay for you to openly poach our Yang family? Yang Hongchang said with a bitter face. After your Yang family declined, it was difficult for you to form again. It has a lot to do with the way you deal with things now. You should be clear about Yang Wu's potential. Your Yang family even asked him to go to the City of Redemption to hunt the demons. Don't you know how dangerous that place is? It's basically sending him to his death, Shu Yujun said with dissatisfaction. Yang Hongchang smiled bitterly. As long as Yang Wu doesn't go too deep, it won't be too dangerous. But if he doesn't go too deep, how can he kill the minor saint demons? Shu Yujun retorted. This time, Yang Hongchang had nothing to say. He was also very dissatisfied with the decision of the Sea Dragon Patriarch, but this was the Yang family's rule. What could he do? My lord, join the Heng Shan sect. Our water clan will definitely treat you as a distinguished guest. You won't have to worry about not having enough cultivation resources. Bai Luoyun said from the side. Uxian also said, That's right, my lord. There's no need to hang the Yang family to death. With us supporting you, the Yang family won't dare to go too far. Gu Shi said seriously, My lord, why don't you come to our Shu Mountain? We are the #1 sword sect in the world. With your ability, you will definitely shine in our Shu Mountain. Zheng Su and Li Xiao each sent out an invitation. With Yang Wu's talent, he would shine wherever he went. No matter which sect he joined, he would definitely be valued. He wouldn't be as difficult as he was in the Yang family. Yang Jingtao didn't say anything at the side, but he was regretting it in his heart. He finally understood how outstanding his grandson was. If his stubbornness ruined his grandson's future, then wouldn't he, the grandfather, become a sinner? Why don't we just forget about it? Yang Jingtao hesitated for a moment and said. Yang Wu glanced at everyone and then looked at his grandfather. He said with incomparable confidence, Grandfather, I will place the memorial tablets of our ancestors in the Yang family's ancestral hall. Trust me. Chapter 6:22. The City of Redemption was sealed by the War Clan realm. There were only some demons below the Sage level left. There were quite a number of these demons, numbering in the tens of millions, occupying a large territory. Back then, the 8 great war clans sealed these demons in order to train the younger generation. They let the younger generation enter this place to kill the demons and help them grow quickly. Later, when the 8 great war clans had a better place to train, they changed this place into the City of Redemption. The criminals of all clans would be sent here to fight with the demons to wash away their sins. It was actually a perverted punishment. Most of the people who were sent to the City of Redemption would fall in the hands of the demons. Only a few people could successfully complete the task and leave the City of Redemption. There were 8 entrances to the City of Redemption, and each clan had one. The entrance to the City of Redemption that Yang Wu and the others were going to was in the Yang family city. This time, it was not just Yang Wu and Yang Jingtao who were going. Shu Yujun, Bai Luoyun, and the 5 heroes of the roaming sword were going. Shu Yujun came to chase Yang Wu. She would go wherever he went. The others were all followers of Yang Wu. Naturally, they could not abandon Yang Wu. Yang Hongchang and the others had no objection to this, because Yang Hongchang would also go in with Yang Wu. The City of Redemption was not only accessible to those who had atoned for their sins. Some people who wanted to go in to hunt demons could also go in. However, the demons killed by those who accompanied them would not be counted together with those who had redeemed themselves. This was to prevent those who had redeemed themselves from cheating. In addition, there were many treasures of heaven and earth that were occupied by the demons in the City of Redemption. If one had enough strength, one could obtain those treasures of heaven and earth, which would be of great benefit to one's cultivation. Yang Hongchang introduced the situation in the City of Redemption to Yang Wu. Only then did Yang Wu agree to let everyone go in with him. The City of Redemption was sealed. It was a dilapidated city, and this city was a temporary resting place for the sinners of the 8 great families. Outside the city, there were many vast and boundless territories where the evil demon race resided. If they wanted to clear their names, they had to kill their way out of the city, hunt down the evil demons, and complete the mission. After everyone entered the City of Redemption through the spatial gate, they immediately felt an evil aura and a bloody aura. The heaven and earth mystic chi became extremely turbid. Such a place was no longer suitable for humans to live in for a long time. If one stayed here for a long time, the negative emotions in one's heart would be stimulated, and one's temperament would become violent, murderous, and ruthless. Finally, one would fall into a state of chi deviation. The huge ruined city was filled with dilapidated stone walls and dilapidated buildings. Only a few stone houses and pavilions were still intact. The people walking around here were all emitting a strong murderous aura. From time to time, one could see some people with bloodshot eyes. They were extremely shocked. Outside the city, demonic clouds were surging, and the evil aura was overwhelming. It was as if there were evil demons floating high in the sky, overlooking the land. Welcome, sinners, to the City of Redemption. When Yang Wu and the others came out, a playful voice rang out. Yang Wu and the others looked in the direction of the voice and saw a slovenly old man looking at them with a smile. His dirty appearance was like a beggar. The wrinkles on his old face were rougher than old tree bark. His grinning mouth had no teeth. A string of skulls hung around his neck, and he held a bone staff in his hand. No matter how one looked at him, he gave off a gloomy and frightening feeling. Others might think that such an old man was a top master, but in fact, he only had the strength of the heavenly fish realm, and did not have powerful heaven and earth mystic chi fluctuations. Old ghost, give each of us a recording domino. Yang Hongchang was obviously very familiar with this place. After seeing the old man, he called out to him. Okay, you guys take it, the old man said with a smile. He waved his hand gently, and many dominoes shot toward Yang Wu and the others. Yang Wu quickly caught the flying domino in his hand. This domino was polished like jade. Every time he killed an evil demon, it would be recorded. Killing a soldier-level evil demon would give him 1 point. Killing a soldier-level evil demon would give him 10 points. Killing a general-level evil demon would give him 100 points. Killing a king-level evil demon would give him 1,000 points. Every level would give him 10 times more points, and the sub-levels between each level would not be divided into points. For example, Killing a beginner king-level evil demon would give him the same points as killing a high-level king-level evil demon. Such a calculation method was not fair. Everything depended on one's luck in killing evil demons. Yang Wu and Yang Jingtao's mission was to kill 5 small saint evil demons, 500 heaven realm evil demons, and 10,000 king-level evil demons. They needed a total of 55 million points to complete the mission. Moreover, Yang Wu and Yang Jingtao's mission had been fixed. They could not make up for the points by killing evil demons of other levels. Yang Hongqiang asked Old Ghost to put a restriction on Yang Wu and Yang Jingtao's dominoes. Both of them had to drip their blood essence into the 2 dominoes. Their points could be added together, and the mission conditions were imprinted on the dominoes. Only after completing the mission could they use the dominoes to leave this place. Otherwise, they would have to stay in the City of Redemption for the rest of their lives until they died. In other words, when they entered the City of Redemption, they were shackled. It would not be easy to open it again, and it was even more impossible to leave this place by force. This place had the will of the saint. After they dripped their blood essence into the dominoes to confirm the mission, they would be remembered by the saint's will. If they tried to leave by force, they would be forcibly erased by the saint's will. As for the others, there were no mission restrictions. They could leave at any time, but they had to pay at least 100,000 points before leaving. If they couldn't even reach the basic 100,000 points, they couldn't leave this place. All right, you can kill to your heart's content. Old Ghost grinned after he was done with everything for Yang Wu and the others. For some reason, after Yang Wu was glanced at by the ghostly old man, he had a creepy feeling in his heart. He always felt that this ghostly old man was not simple, but he could not see the slightest bit of difference. Let's go. I'll bring you guys to familiarize yourself with the city's environment. Yang Hongqiang led Yang Wu into the city. The City of Redemption was divided into 8 regions. Each region was occupied by different battle clans. The Yang family's position in the battle clans had rapidly declined, so they only occupied a small region. It was near the spatial door, located in the northeast of the city. This small place was much larger than an ordinary town. There were some descendants of the Yang family with sinners' blood living here. They had made mistakes and were sent here. Some of them couldn't get out of here for the rest of their lives, so they simply died of old age here. When some women were also sent here, they got married and had children here. After thousands of years of changes, this place had gradually become a place of life that extended to the next generation. The same situation existed in other regions. It was just that the lifespan of the descendants here was extremely short. Since they were born, they were corroded by the demonic aura. Even if they were purified, there were still sequelae. They either died of old age here, or were killed by the demons that attacked from time to time. After Yang Wu arrived at the living area, he immediately felt that the people here were looking at them with evil intentions. Most of their gazes fell on Shu Yujun, and their greedy expressions were not concealed at all. Tisk tsk. It's been many years since such a beautiful woman was sent to the City of Redemption. Let me have a taste. A middle-aged man lying on a stone slab exuded a powerful aura as he spoke. Then, he swept towards Shu Yujun. The man's aura was very strong. He was already in the intermediate heavenly fish realm. He swept over very quickly. In the blink of an eye, he was in front of Shu Yujun. One of his palms was actually grabbing towards Shu Yujun's chest. It was extremely wretched. However, before his palms could touch Shu Yujun, he was kicked hard by Shu Yujun. His body bounced off like a cannonball. Bang! He hit some broken walls and a lot of dust splashed down. Everyone in that direction was so frightened that they jumped up. The middle-aged man had quite a reputation here. He was kicked away just like that, which immediately shocked most of the people here. However, there was still a bold person who did not take this shock seriously. He was the little tyrant of this city, Yang Ba. Yang Ba was a native of this place. His ancestor made a mistake and was sent to the City of Redemption. However, his ancestor was unable to complete the redemption, so he stayed here. Later, he married a woman and had descendants. Yang Ba's generation was already the 5th generation. Each generation had only one descendant. After Yang Ba's generation, his bloodline power skyrocketed, and his talent was incomparably strong. He rose all the way to the top. Now he was only in his early 30s, but he had already reached the heavenly fish realm, which was really amazing. Yang Ba's strong rise was originally a chance for him to leave the City of Redemption. The Yang family had also sent people to pick him up and let him return to the Yang family, who knew that Yang Ba was so strong that he killed the people who came to pick him up. He did not put the Yang family in his eyes at all. The Yang family elders were so angry that they issued a death order that Yang Ba was not allowed to leave the City of Redemption. They wanted him to die of old age here. After all, no matter how talented Yang Ba was, he could not live long in the City of Redemption. No one could surpass 100 years old, even if they had broken through to the dragon transformation realm before that. What's more, it was too difficult to break through to the dragon transformation realm in such a place where evil aura was rampant. Even if they did break through, their body would contain a terrifying evil aura. This was the fate of the younger generation in the City of Redemption. Only by leaving and being baptized by the holy spring of purification could the evil aura be purified. If so, their cultivation would inevitably drop by more than half. It was unknown whether they could recover. A saint pharmacist was needed to eliminate this hidden danger. Therefore, Yang Ba could only dominate in the City of Redemption and had no chance to dominate in the outside world. This woman is delicious. I'll take her. An extremely domineering voice sounded. Chapter 6:23. Yang Ba was a strong man with an unrestrained appearance. He wore a simple leather armor, and his bulging muscles were quite distinct. His entire body was releasing an extremely tyrannical power. There was a huge axe on his back, and it was even more prominent than his 7 zhang tall body. The most eye-catching thing was his resolute face, and there was a scar on it. This scar was like a centipede, and it was a ghastly sight. He was the little overlord of the Yang family's territory. Other than the 3 small saints who were still alive, no one was his opponent. Even the other ancient families knew that there was such a person in the Yang family, so they didn't dare to bully the Yang family too much. They were afraid that this little overlord would go crazy. Even the small saints would tolerate him a little. Yang Wu and the others had just arrived at the resting place of the Yang family's sinner's bloodline and had already provoked such a person. The others looked at them with pity. In this place, none of the women that Yang Ba had set his eyes on could escape. Instead, many women wanted to attach themselves to Yang Ba, hoping to be protected by him. However, Yang Ba was very ruthless. The women who slept with him were quickly kicked away by him, and never stayed by his side. Now, Yang Ba had set his eyes on Shuyujun. Could she escape? Who do you think you are? Scram if you don't want to die. Shuyujun looked at Yang Ba and said disdainfully. Although Yang Ba gave her some pressure, she was the young lady of the Heng Mountain sect, and her combat strength was not to be underestimated. Hee, no one can make me scram in my territory. Only I can make others scram, Yang Ba said as he licked his lips. At this moment, nearly 100 people quickly gathered around Yang Ba. Each of them had a murderous aura. They looked at Yang Wu and the others with a strong murderous intent. Even though they knew that Yang Wu and the others might belong to the Yang family, they were sent here and were not bound by the Yang family's rules. Even if they were killed, it was no big deal. There were many demons outside the City of Redemption. It was too difficult to move alone. Only by forming a team could they have a chance to survive here. How dare you, Yang Ba? Do you really think you're invincible here? Yang Hongchang frowned and glared at Yang Ba. Yang Hongchang naturally knew of Yang Ba's existence. Yang Ba was very talented, but he was born here and had long been invaded by the evil aura. He even killed the non-sinner's bloodline of the Yang family, which almost cut off his chances of leaving this place. Yang Ba only glanced at Yang Hongchang, too lazy to pay attention to the other party. His gaze constantly swept over Shu Yujun's body. Her proud peaks, slender willow branches, and smooth jade legs, all of them tempted Yang Ba's most primitive desires. Get it for me. Yang Ba was too lazy to talk nonsense, and waved his hand at the people beside him. Don't you want to atone for your sins? Yang Hongchang glared at these people and shouted. Over the years, the people in the City of Redemption had become more and more disrespectful to their own family. It seemed that they had forgotten that they were part of the Yang family. Haha, we've been left here all these years. I'm afraid our family has long forgotten about us. What's there to atone for? That's right. We have the final say here. If you want to train here, you have to ask us first. It's this woman's blessing that Overlord has taken a fancy to her. That's right. We have the final say here. You'd better listen to us obediently and avoid some physical pain. Don't talk nonsense. First, teach them how to behave here. The guys around here were not weak. Each of them had reached the Earth-Sea realm, and a dozen of them had reached the Heavenly Fish realm. Although they said they would attack, they had yet to make a move. They still had some scruples about their family. Yang Wu, look at them. Can't you stand up for me? Shu Yujun approached Yang Wu and said coquettishly. Her full breast squeezed Yang Wu's arm, and Yang Wu's arm tightened slightly. Yang Wu looked at those people and sighed softly. Do you know that you're all sick? Suddenly, everyone was stunned. They thought that this kid would say something shocking. Who knew that he would insult them? He was simply courting death. Reckless brat, die. One of them cursed and shot a concealed weapon at Yang Wu. The target was Yang Wu's throat. The concealed weapon came in a hurry and was very sudden. At a glance, it was obvious that it was done by someone who was extremely good at shooting concealed weapons. Before Yang Wu could move, Tang Wen, who was beside Yang Wu, flicked his finger. A concealed weapon also shot out from his finger and directly knocked down the opponent's concealed weapon. All of this happened in a flash. Even an ordinary Heavenly Fish realm expert couldn't detect it. There's someone who can block my concealed weapon. Not bad. An ordinary-looking man stood up and said faintly. The man's gaze locked onto Tang Wen. Clearly, he saw Tang Wen as an opponent. Tang Wen smiled and said, You're not good enough to play with concealed weapons in front of me. Hee, then let's try. The man sneered and attacked again. Swoosh, swoosh. In an instant, several rays of light shot out from different angles. Each concealed weapon was very fast and contained a lot of power. Once hit, the injury would not be light. The biggest characteristic of concealed weapons was that it was unexpected and impossible to guard against. There were many people who wanted to learn the technique of concealed weapons, but not many could truly master it. The most outstanding concealed weapons in the world was the Tang sect. Tang Wen was a member of the Tang sect, so naturally, he was good at using concealed weapons. Otherwise, he wouldn't be called Dark Sword. Tang Wen flicked his finger continuously. Similarly, many rays of light shot out and knocked down the man's concealed weapons. He seemed to be very relaxed. You can try one of my moves. Tang Wen changed from defense to offense. After shouting out, his two fingers moved like butterflies. In an instant, countless rays of light shot towards the man. This technique was truly eye-opening. As expected of a Tang sect disciple, the man snorted and continuously blocked Tang Wen's attacks. The sky was filled with rays of light, blocking many of Tang Wen's attacks. Hey, you want to use concealed weapons to hurt me? Impossible. The man sneered in disdain. However, before his smile could fade, his abdomen was hit by a concealed weapon. The pain caused him to bend over while holding his abdomen. This is the result of looking down on me, Dark Sword, Tang Wen said with a faint smile. Big brother is mighty. The other four heroes shouted. Don't waste words with them. I only want that woman. You guys can do whatever you want with the rest. Yang Ba said coldly from behind them. Thus, the Yang clan's sinners blood people madly attacked. Looks like if I don't teach you guys a lesson, you won't know how sick you are. Yang Wu said indifferently, allowing the others to go all out. Shu Yujun had continuously helped him, so how could he just stand by and watch? After saying this, the people behind Yang Wu all charged out and fought with the Yang clan's criminals. Even Yang Jingtao couldn't help but make a move. There were many people here, and many of them were in the heavenly fish realm. If they didn't all attack at once, they would be at a disadvantage. Yang Hongchang was also angry. He shouted, "You people can forget about returning to the Yang clan in the future." After saying this, he also charged out with his spear. His goal was to block the heavenly fish realm expert. Shu Yujun also couldn't just stand by and watch. Most of the people were charging towards her. Even with Yang Wu by her side, he couldn't block so many people. Yang Wu lightly patted Yang Zhenlong and said, "Go, have fun." "Yes, Dad." Yang Zhenlong responded and leaped out from his body, pouncing towards the Earth-Sea Realm martial artist and biting him. Yang Wu's eyes were locked on Yang Ba, who was behind the crowd. That dangerous guy was his target. To catch bandits, first catch the leader. Just as an Earth-Sea Realm warrior rushed in front of Yang Wu, he made a move. He didn't want to delay any longer, so he had to end the battle quickly. "How dare you say we're sick? You're the one who's sick." The Earth-Sea Realm warrior who came in front of Yang Wu shouted. The chopping knife in his hand slashed towards Yang Wu's head without any mercy. Bang! Before the man's knife fell on Yang Wu's body, he was kicked away by Yang Wu. The man kept crashing backwards, knocking down a group of people. Yang Wu's eyes narrowed, and he immediately turned into a dragon and rushed past these people. Wherever Yang Wu went, people would fall to the ground, and screams would ring out one after another. No one saw clearly how Yang Wu made a move. He was too fast. In a few blinks of an eye, more than 10 people were sent flying by Yang Wu. Those who were near them all suffered, knocked down by those who were sent flying, and couldn't do anything at all. Now, Yang Wu wasn't even afraid of the top heavenly fish realm warriors. If Yang Ba didn't make a move, who could be his opponent? An intermediate heavenly fish realm warrior didn't believe it. He stabbed towards Yang Wu with a spear. The battle chi condensed into a dragon was extremely overbearing. It arrived in front of Yang Wu in an instant. Just as it was about to stab Yang Wu reached out and grabbed the dragon, which contained majestic power, in his hand. He exerted force from his palm, and the dragon immediately burst. Bang! The intermediate heavenly fish realm warrior was instantly sent flying, vomiting blood. They were all members of the Yang family and had the battle blood talent. Even if their bloodline power didn't exceed 30%, they were still much stronger than warriors of the same level. However, such strength was so weak in front of Yang Wu. It was obvious how powerful Yang Wu was. The sinner's blood of the Yang family was shocked by Yang Wu's strength. If Yang Ba didn't make a move, how could they fight? "If you don't stop now, don't blame me for being merciless," Yang Wu said faintly. Clap clap. Yang Ba had been paying attention to Shu Yujun, but after seeing Yang Wu's amazing performance, even he was moved. He couldn't help but clap and say, "Good, very good. You will be my follower from now on. I won't treat you badly." Chapter 624. Yang Ba's arrogance was boundless. With a single sentence, he would take in a wife and a subordinate. Only he would dare to say such a thing. Yang Wu and the others had displayed extraordinary fighting strength, yet he still had this kind of confidence. It was unknown if he was truly arrogant or if there was something wrong with his brain. "Haha, Yang Ba, you really are domineering. If you can really take in Yang Wu as a subordinate, I will support you wholeheartedly." After Yang Hongchang forced his opponent to retreat, he laughed very happily. "You want to take my lord as a subordinate? You really have the gut." Bai Luoyun said with disdain. I really want to see my lord beat him into a pig's head, Li Xiao said with a faint smile. Shu Yujun let out a melodious voice and said, if you can really take him as a subordinate, it's not impossible for me to be your woman. Everyone knew what kind of strength Yang Wu had. Even if Yang Ba was a peak heavenly fish, he would not be able to pose much of a threat to Yang Wu. Unless Yang Ba broke through to the dragon transformation realm, he clearly did not have this kind of ability. When he comes in front of me, I will naturally make him obediently submit. Yang Ba was not stupid. He did not immediately go out to fight Yang Wu. Instead, he let the others continue to consume Yang Wu's strength. When Yang Wu really came in front of him, he would be able to easily take down Yang Wu. His plan was not bad, but unfortunately, he still underestimated Yang Wu. Yang Wu did not waste any more words and continued to rush forward with the swimming dragon step. In front of Yang Ba, 3 heavenly fish realm warriors stood out. They were Yang Ba's final line of defense. They were all high-level heavenly fish realm warriors, and their war blood strength had reached 30%. They could explode with terrifying fighting strength that could even defeat peak heavenly fish realm warriors. Yang Hongzhou, Yang Honglai, and Yang Jebi were all from the Hong generation like Yang Hongchang. Yang Jebi belonged to another branch of the Yang family that cultivated Xian Qi. He was one of the 3 protectors that Yang Ba had subdued. The 2 in front were proficient in spear arts, while the one behind was proficient in whip arts. Their gazes were locked onto Yang Wu, who was rushing over. When Yang Wu approached, they released their auras. 2 battle spears with blue light pierced towards Yang Wu. One spear was like a white snake, and the other was like a green dragon. The snake and dragon danced in the air, and the majestic power tore through the air, wanting to devour Yang Wu. In addition, a long whip shadow turned into a whirlpool, enveloping Yang Wu as it spun non-stop. Once Yang Wu showed a flaw, this snake-like whip would crush Yang Wu into pieces. The joint attack of these 3 people was impeccable. Even a top heavenly fish realm expert would die in front of them. If you want to play with me, then let's play together, Yang Wu said coldly when he sensed the killing intent of these 3 people. A double-edged 3-dragon spear appeared in his hand. He waved the spear, and majestic blue Xian Qi surged out, forming a blue cloud of fire that covered the incoming attacks. The 6th style of the Dragon Rebel Spear technique, flaming cloud churning. As Yang Wu's bloodline became more refined, he had already perfected the Dragon Rebel Spear technique. It was extremely powerful. Rumble! Rumble! The blue cloud of fire was no weaker than the joint attack of the 3 people. The Xian Qi of the world exploded, startling everyone in the surroundings. They quickly distanced themselves from the battle. When the power completely disappeared, 2 people were sent flying while vomiting blood. They slammed into a broken wall, kicking up a cloud of dust. In addition, the long whip that enveloped Yang Wu was broken inch by inch under the attack of the blue cloud of fire. It was no threat at all. Yang Wu's palm was cracked and blood oozed out. He was forced to retreat again and again. There was no way he could withstand Yang Wu's power. You can't even withstand a single blow. Yang Wu raised his eyebrows. At this moment, the people with the Yang family's sinner's blood knew that this ridiculously young teenager had abnormal combat strength. They wondered if he was an old monster of the Yang family. However, the aura they sensed from Yang Wu's body didn't have the slightest hint of vicissitudes. He shouldn't be an old monster. Yang Ba narrowed his eyes and said, "Not bad, not bad. None of the underlings I've taken in these years are as strong as you. From now on, you'll follow me. Even if you can't sweep away the people from the other families in Redemption City, you'll be able to teach those who bully us a lesson." "You're sick." Yang Wu stared at Yang Ba seriously and said, "Hee, you're just a beginner in the heavenly fish realm. Even if you have a powerful bloodline talent, it's impossible for you to fight with me, a top heavenly fish realm expert. What's more, my combat strength is beyond your imagination. Don't court death." Yang Ba sneered. You're really sick. Yang Wu emphasized again. A trace of murderous intent flashed across Yang Wu's eyes. He stood up and began to twist his joints, making a crackling sound. A top heavenly fish realm aura suddenly swept in all directions, targeting Yang Wu. It was as if a black tortoise had emerged behind him, looking extremely ferocious. In addition to the blue light, there was also a faint trace of dark demonic aura. This proved that the demonic power had already penetrated into his body and corroded his temperament. Battle blood condensation. This guy's bloodline talent is indeed more than 50%. Unfortunately, it was invaded by the demonic aura. No wonder he wasn't taken out back then. Yang Hongchang was moved. The Yang family had 2 battle blood talents. One was Black Tortoise Battle Chi, and the other was Azure Battle Chi. It was said that in ancient times there were 2 talented brothers in the Yang family. One of them cultivated Xian Water Chi, and the other cultivated Xian Wood Chi. They also awakened the Battle Blood talent. Their respective Battle Chi was Black Tortoise Battle Chi and Azure Battle Chi. These 2 bloodline talents were extremely powerful. Among them, Black Tortoise Battle Chi was both offensive and defensive. It improved one's combat strength the most, while Azure Battle Chi was inferior. Therefore, from generation to generation, the Yang family used Black Tortoise Battle Chi as the main bloodline, and Azure Battle Chi as the auxiliary bloodline. Together, they supported the Yang family. It was because the Yang family had 2 powerful Battle Chi bloodlines that they were able to catch up and become the top existence among the 8 great battle families. When the Yang family declined, especially the Black Tortoise Battle Chi bloodline, the Azure Battle Chi bloodline was not willing to be the auxiliary bloodline. It began to suppress the Black Tortoise Battle Chi bloodline, and became the current head of the Yang family. This was also why Yang Gexiao could become the head of the outer court. All of this was because Azure Battle Chi had an extremely important position in the Yang family. Yang Wu, Yang Ba, and the others in front of him were all descendants of the Black Tortoise Battle Chi bloodline. Only those with extremely powerful bloodlines could condense Black Tortoise to increase their combat strength. Yang Wu looked at the Battle Chi behind Yang Ba and felt that it was very similar to the Battle Chi he had condensed. There was a faint sense of familiarity. He muttered, "It seems that the power of bloodlines can't fool people. It's not too late to kneel down and submit to me. Otherwise, you will lose this opportunity forever." Yang Ba looked at Yang Wu and said faintly. It was obvious that he no longer had the patience to waste time with Yang Wu. In an instant, the giant axe flashed and a murderous aura surged. "You were born in this place since you were young. The evil aura here is extremely dense and contains traces of poison. Therefore, the lifespan of those who stay here is not long. Moreover, your temperament is extremely violent and cruel. This is an illness that needs to be cured." Yang Wu looked at Yang Ba indifferently. He then continued, "The current you, do you often have hallucinations? Do you think that you are in a group of evil spirits and constantly fighting with them? In the end, when you wake up, you are nothing and even accidentally kill the people around you?" Yang Ba's gaze became incomparably cold. He no longer spoke nonsense and raised his hand to chop down. An axe light condensed and mercilessly chopped down at Yang Wu. This axe was only 10 feet in size, but the power it contained was incomparably terrifying. It cut through the air with an ear-piercing sound. Waves of air surged and rippled, forcing the people around to continuously retreat for fear of being affected. This was only the power of Yang Ba's casual axe, but it was comparable to 100,000 ding of strength. It was enough to split open a bottomless crack in the ground. "Yang Wu, be careful." Shu Yujun and Yang Hongchang could not help but remind him. Shu Yujun was a peerless heaven's pride. She believed that her battle strength was definitely outstanding among her peers. However, facing Yang Ba's attack, she still felt that it was difficult to endure. She thought in her heart, as expected of someone from the war tribe. Yang Wu narrowed his eyes. He stepped on the universe and rapped his fist with energy. A barbarian bull appeared in front of him and charged towards the giant axe. Bang! As soon as the barbarian bull came in contact with the giant axe, it was split in half from head to tail. It was simply unable to block the attack of the giant axe. Just as the power of the giant axe was about to hit Yang Wu's body, another barbarian tiger rushed out and collided with the giant axe. The barbarian tiger also followed in the footsteps of the barbarian bull. However, the power of the giant axe had been weakened by more than half. It was no longer a threat. Yang Wu nimbly dodged the attack. A terrifying crack appeared on the ground. Dust billowed and sand and stones flew everywhere. The destructive power was extremely terrifying. "You have some ability, but that's all," Yang Ba said indifferently. He raised his arm again and chopped down with the giant axe. This time, the power of the giant axe was even more powerful than the previous one. He had the strength of a top heavenly fish, and the power that came out of his every move contained the power of destruction. At this moment, he had not even used his war blood's innate ability. Interesting. No wonder you're so arrogant. Yang Wu was also a proud person. In the face of Yang Ba's strength, he finally showed a trace of seriousness. When he punched again, a dense fist intent burst out. A barbarian dragon crazily rushed out from his arm. The astonishing dragon power was extremely shocking. Boom! This time, the barbarian dragon directly smashed the giant axe's power. It was not like the previous time when two barbarian beasts were killed. Yang Wu had a spotless body. After tempering his body many times, even if he did not use his celestial chi, he could fight and kill a peak heavenly realm expert with his bare hand. When facing a peerless genius like Yang Ba, he did not have the slightest intention of underestimating him. In the next moment, Yang Ba no longer held back and chopped down with both arms. Double axe chop. Two huge blue axes stood tall in the sky, dazzling the world and shocking the heavens, bringing with them a terrifying aura that seemed capable of slaying gods and devils. Barbarian Elephant Fist. Chapter 6:25. The power of the two axes was enough to split the heavens and earth. Yang Ba's attack seemed very light, but he still hadn't entered his true battle state. He wanted to test just how strong Yang Wu's foundation was. Yang Wu was not going to be polite with Yang Ba. His realm was much weaker than Yang Ba's. Relying on his physical strength and Xian Qi, as well as the explosive power of his fist, Yang Wu's elephant leg turned into a fist and stomped on the sky, heading towards the power of the two axes. In the blink of an eye, the giant axe and the barbarian elephant's leg clashed together. The heaven and earth were greatly disturbed. The air surged, the stone house collapsed, and dust flew everywhere. The surrounding people were frightened and retreated as far as they could. They didn't dare to stay in this place for even a moment. The other sinners' blood members of the Yang family also sensed the commotion. Many experts rushed over and cried out in alarm. Who dares to challenge the little overlord? Are they tired of living? Could it be someone from another family looking for trouble? I see some unfamiliar faces. They might be new sinners. It seems like they're blind to dare challenge the little overlord. The little overlord isn't even afraid of a dragon transformation realm cultivator. If it weren't for him, the other families would have already turned the sky upside down. Let's hurry over and see who dares to challenge Yang Ba. Yang Ba's prestige in the Yang family was extremely high. In the past few years, no one dared to challenge him. Now that someone dared to challenge Yang Ba, they were all very curious. On the battlefield, the power of the giant axe and the elephant brute fist disappeared, leaving only dust floating in the air. Many cracks appeared on the ground from the explosion. The destructive power was truly shocking. Yang Wu was pushed back several meters, while Yang Ba was pushed back 1 meter. The difference in strength between the two was very clear. The other sinners' blood members all stared at this scene. They couldn't believe that a youth who had just entered the heavenly fish realm could be so strong. He was actually able to fight head-on with Yang Ba without being at a disadvantage. Although there was a difference in strength, if they really fought, it would be a fierce battle. Yang Ba licked his lips. His eyes were red as he said, "You really didn't disappoint me. To be able to step on a peerless genius like you and make you my follower, that would be very interesting." Just as Yang Ba was about to attack again, Yang Wu attacked first. "I'll play with you with all my strength." Yang Wu's combative blood started to burn as his battle strength surged all over. At the same time, a shadow silently appeared behind him, which was the black tortoise that was formed by his battle chi. He had always thought that Yang Wu could only form a turtle shape when he activated the dragon turtle sea turning skill. In fact, he did not know that if he did not have the black tortoise battle chi, it would not be so easy for him to cultivate the dragon turtle sea turning skill. It should be a saint's skill without a doubt. With the increase in Yang Wu's strength and the use of water profound chi, he realized that the dragon turtle sea turning technique was even more extraordinary than he had imagined. River splitting palm. One palm could break a river. Yang Wu attacked with all his strength. His body was like a swimming dragon that controlled the universe, appearing extremely mighty and extraordinary. The river water around him surged and was then cut off by the force of his palm. The crisscrossing profound chi pressed down on Yang Wu. Yang Ba actually felt that the bloodline power in his body was being suppressed. It was as if he had met a superior, making it difficult for him to control himself. He hated this feeling very much. He roared and shouted, "In front of this overlord, you are not allowed to be presumptuous." Yang Ba became serious. He took a step forward and a crack appeared on the ground. Then, the black tortoise battle chi on his body became more solid. The blue-black tortoise shadow became more ferocious and evil. His muscles became more prominent and his strength increased rapidly. His arms turned into axes and chopped at Yang Wu again. Bang bang! In the blink of an eye, the two of them exchanged blows again. Their strength was so amazing that it hurt the eardrums of the people around them. Yang Ba no longer has the Yang family in his heart. If anything happens to Yang Wu, I will teach him a lesson. Yang Hongchang shouted with a fierce look. In the City of Redemption, no matter how powerful one was, it was difficult to become a saint. If one could not become a saint, then everything would be under the control of the Yang family. No one could make any waves. Yang Wu should be using him as a whetstone. If Yang Wu was serious, that person would have been killed. Shu Yujun said confidently to Yang Wu. Shu Yujun had already been conquered by Yang Wu's performance in the demon taming hall. She did not think that Yang Wu would lose. Indeed, the more Yang Wu fought, the more excited he became. His strength gradually increased, and he was not afraid of fighting Yang Ba head-on. His physical strength was comparable to the top heavenly fish realm. Coupled with the eruption of his profound chi, even if Yang Ba activated the black tortoise battle chi, he was only slightly stronger than him. The two of them fought from the ground to mid-air, attracting more attention. When they saw that there was someone who could fight Yang Ba to a standstill, they were all extremely shocked. Yang Ba's fierce reputation had spread, and he had long been listed as one of the top 10 must-kill lists by the demons. Those who could challenge him must belong to the top of this list. My lord, beat him until even his mother can't recognize him. Bai Luoyun said excitedly, waving his fist. Just as his voice fell, Yang Wu was punched in the face by Yang Ba. He was so scared that he almost took back his words. Yang Wu did not take the punch in vain. He endured the pain and kicked Yang Ba's lower abdomen. The two of them fought in close combat. Both of them were hit by the other, and there were many wounds on their bodies. Yang Wu was using the chaotic heavenly armor art. His defense was strong, and even the top heavenly fish realm could not break it. However, it was still not enough in front of Yang Ba. The heavenly scale armor on Yang Wu's body was sturdy and thick. It had already formed 4 layers of heavenly scales, and it was not something that ordinary opponents could break. However, the power of Yang Wu's fist and palm was too strong. They could always penetrate his heavenly scale armor and hurt his body. Only then did he realize that Yang Wu's combat strength was beyond his expectations. Haha, interesting. However, it ends here. Yang Ba stood still. After taking Yang Wu's punch, he leaned forward and slammed his elbow into Yang Wu's temple. The terrifying Xian Qi rushed forward and destroyed a mountain. He used the life-risking technique that he was best at. Relying on his strong body, he wanted to take down Yang Wu first. After taking this elbow, Yang Wu's brain was also shaken to the point that it was quite uncomfortable. His anger also rose. The Xian Qi of heaven and earth and the heavenly fish were both releasing a powerful suction force. The Xian Qi of heaven and earth continuously gathered towards him. The appearance of the black tortoise behind him became clearer and clearer. This was no longer the appearance of a simple dragon tortoise, but a divine beast. Black tortoise. Even Yang Hongchang and the other sinners could feel the pressure of this bloodline clearly. They almost knelt down and submitted to him. Is this the power of bloodline atavism? It's so powerful. Yang Hongchang stared at Yang Wu with wide eyes and murmured. The other weaker sinners could not help but kneel. When Yang Wu displayed the power of his bloodline, it was as if they were seeing their ancestor. The pressure of his bloodline was too strong. The Yang family members who were flying in the air were forced to descend. They could no longer watch the battle from above. Even Yang Ba's blood was suppressed. His combat strength was reduced by at least 30%. He cursed involuntarily, "Damned bloodline power. I'm going to kill you." Yang Ba rushed over and completely unleashed his battle strength. His dual chops were like axes as he crazily chopped down. This power was at least several times stronger than before. If it was not suppressed by Yang Wu's power, this power could be several times stronger. Yang Wu's confidence soared. He felt that some kind of power contained in his bloodline was being released. Not only was his combat strength increasing, but his defensive strength was also increasing. The shadow of the black tortoise faintly appeared around the mysterious bridge of heaven and earth. This was the battle aura formed by the power of his bloodline. Once the battle aura merged with his Xian Qi, he could truly unleash the monstrous power of the black tortoise battle aura. Yang Wu had always been exploring by himself. He did not understand the use of his battle blood talent. Only now did he vaguely understand it. He attacked again. The full power of the true insight of the barbaric fist erupted. The shadows of the barbaric bulls, barbaric tigers, barbaric eagles, and other terrifying beasts constantly flashed and filled the space above. It was as if there were many savage beasts attacking Yang Ba. Although Yang Ba's combat strength was tyrannical, after Yang Wu became serious, he was also obstructed. His eyes turned scarlet. He did not want to drag this out any longer. He took out his giant axe and slashed down furiously. The first move of the Sky Tyrant axe art, Mortal Exterminating Axe. This was a battle art unique to Yang Ba. It was an ancient battle art with boundless power. Only a person with astonishing talent like him could learn this battle art with such harsh requirements. The giant axe slashed down. It was as if a 1,000-foot-long crack appeared in the sky. The air that was pushed away was like a hurricane. This axe strike was absolutely devastating. When everyone saw the power of this axe strike, they were frightened. If they were to receive this attack, they would probably be turned into ashes. "You're using your weapon? Then come." Yang Wu murmured. A double-edged three-dragon spear appeared in his hand. An astonishing battle intent surged from his body as he used the Dragon Rebel Spear art at the first moment. At this moment, when he used the Dragon Rebel Spear art, he felt a sense of enlightenment. It was as if the Dragon Rebel Spear art was extremely compatible with the Black Tortoise Battle Force, allowing him to unleash the Black Tortoise Battle Force to its limit. Dragon Ripple of the Dragon Rebel Spear art. Yang Wu swung his spear. The blue light turned into a dragon tail that tore through the sky. 1,000-foot-long force also surged and clashed with the axe. Rumble! The two forces clashed. The sky constantly trembled. The profound chi fell down like rain. Countless places were smashed into craters. Innocent people's houses were destroyed. Fortunately, they had already escaped from their houses. Otherwise, they would have been killed by the shockwaves. Who is that youth? Is he a supreme prodigy sent by the clan to deal with Yangba? His bloodline power is so terrifying. It's definitely even more frightening than Yangba's. Only those with more than 50% of their bloodline power can condense battle force. It's definitely purer than Yangba's. Yangba has met a strong opponent. Chapter 6:26. Yangba's attack was once again ineffective, which made him extremely angry. He had never been so angry even when facing the peerless geniuses of other families. It was definitely a first for him to be suppressed. "I don't believe that I can't kill you," Yangba said fiercely. He raised the giant axe high up once again, and when the axe light fell down again, the earth seemed to crack open. The terrifying aura was definitely 2 or 3 times stronger than the previous attack, and it was enough to challenge a true dragon transformation realm expert. If his power was not suppressed, this move could even kill a beginner dragon transformation realm cultivator without a problem. Earth-splitting axe. Yangba's axe that could split heaven and earth finally made Yang Wu feel a strong sense of threat. Facing an opponent of this level, if he did not use his trump card, it would not be so easy to deal with. Yang Wu mobilized all his power, and the thousands of holes in his dantian opened up. The heavenly fish breathed in and out profound chi, and the power in his body merged with the profound chi of heaven and earth, transforming into a true dragon that rushed towards the axe. The 1,000-zhang-long dragon was imbued with black tortoise battle chi. The true dragon seemed to come alive, and its awe-inspiring power was extremely strong. This was a power that Yang Wu did not have in the past when he used his full strength. Roar! The 1,000-zhang-long dragon roared into the sky, and its slender and huge body charged towards Yangba's giant axe. In the end, the axe was directly destroyed, and the 1,000-zhang-long dragon also exploded inch by inch, unable to attack Yangba. Everyone was shocked. Yang Wu was actually able to fight evenly with Yangba, and the opponent was only a beginner heavenly fish realm cultivator. Wu has really grown up, Yang Jingtao said to himself with incomparable gratification. He looked at his grandson's tall and straight figure, and could not help but feel proud. This was his grandson. Yangba held the 10,000 gene giant axe, and his gaze became calm. He said indifferently, "You have really exceeded my expectations. It seems that you are a genius sent by the Yang family to temper yourself. Let's end this battle here." Yangba was crazy, but he was not a fool. Yang Wu's bloodline talent was astonishing, and he was definitely a peerless genius in the Yang family. If Yangba really went all out to kill Yang Wu, he would probably die too. Because of this, Yangba decided to end the battle here. However, how could Yang Wu just let it go? After activating the power of his bloodline, he found that it was stronger than before. It was as if there was a voice in his body calling him to fight. Only by fighting could he awaken his battle talent. Moreover, the heavenly fish in his dantian gradually condensed shark's fin. This was the reason why he had stimulated his power to the extreme. As long as the shark's fin, he could break into the intermediate heavenly fish realm. "Just because you said so, I'll do it. Take one of my moves," Yang Wu said with high fighting spirit. The black tortoise battle chi on his body became more and more intense. A black tortoise was behind him. The black tortoise shadow was not very big, but it was more solid, and was more threatening than Yang Wu's battle chi form. Yang Wu's body bent like a bow, and he stood like a coiled dragon turtle. A huge amount of water xian qi gathered around him. He slowly stretched out his arms, one hand forming a fist, the other a palm. His arms became bowed, and the acupoints of the barbarian god's arm bloomed with boundless brilliance. The power of the fist and palm blasted out in an instant. Dragon Turtle Sea Turning Technique. With the improvement of Yang Wu's strength, this move had reached the Deshang stage. Under the stimulation of the Black Tortoise Battle Chi, this move had reached the Deshang stage. This move had a perfect fit with the battle blood. In an instant, a huge dragon turtle appeared in the sky. It walked on the waves and flipped its fists and palms. It was like the collapse of a river and the reverse waves of the sea. The world was about to be turned over. This was an attack like a natural disaster. After Yang Wu gained control of his bloodline, this was the first time he used the Dragon Turtle Sea Turning technique. This move was many times stronger than before. The dragon turtle seemed to have turned into the black tortoise. It was even more powerful and had an additional vitality. This vitality was bestowed by the Black Tortoise Battle Chi. After Yang Wu truly gained control of the Black Tortoise Battle Chi, the Reverse Dragon Spear art would erupt with an even more terrifying power. This was the truly extraordinary part of the Reverse Dragon Spear art. It was also the basic spear art cultivated by the Yang clan. It was a battle technique that could activate the battle blood. This was the true meaning of this spear art. Yang Wu had sensed the profundities within. This was why he was able to integrate the Black Tortoise Battle Chi into his moves and erupt with an even greater power. When the spectators saw Yang Wu unleash this move, their hearts raced. With such a terrifying destructive power, even if they had the protection of the Little Saint armor, they would still be turned to dust. This was at least a power that could threaten a half-step dragon transformation realm cultivator. Yang Ba felt that his bloodline power was being suppressed even more fiercely. Originally, it was at most 20 to 30% of his strength being suppressed, but now, it was at least 40% of his strength being suppressed. He roared in his heart with incomparable unwillingness. Bloodline power suppression, what does this have to do with me? No one can think of making this overlord submit. Die. Yang Ba relied on his powerful will to resist the suppression of Yang Wu's bloodline. He released all of his battle prowess. The huge axe flashed with blue light, forming a shocking huge axe. Even a 1,000-meter-tall mountain peak would be reduced to dust by the power of the huge axe light. The axe light also contained a dense evil Tao, and its destructive power was even more shocking. Sky-splitting axe. One axe strike could split the earth. One axe strike could split the sky. This was the true embodiment of Yang Ba's terrifying battle power. If Yang Ba wasn't suppressed by Yang Wu's bloodline power, people would believe that this axe strike could split a dragon transformation realm cultivator alive. The dragon turtle and the heaven-splitting axe collided fiercely. Waves of ear-splitting energy exploded endlessly, and countless blue profound energy splattered in the sky like fireworks. This time, the splashing power didn't fall to the ground. There was an invisible force that blocked it. Without the obstruction of this force, this resting area would probably be completely destroyed. Everyone was so blinded by the dazzling light that they couldn't even open their eyes. When everything disappeared, the two figures were ruthlessly sent flying at the same time. Both of them seemed to be in a bad situation. Yang Wu's body had a deep axe wound that exposed his bones, and blood was trickling down from it. Yang Ba was also not much better off. His chest was caved in, and it was unknown how many of his bones were broken. His hair was all scattered, and blood was flowing out from the corner of his mouth. The two of them didn't stop fighting. Instead, they charged at each other again. What a good opponent! Let me fight to my heart's content, Yang Wu said with incomparable excitement. Don't worry. If I don't trample you to death, I'll be your follower today, Yang Ba said with a sinister smile. The black tortoise behind Yang Wu became more and more solid. However, its eyes never opened. If it could open them, his strength would be even stronger. When the Black Tortoise True Battle Chi was used, Yang Wu's defense was greatly increased. The heavenly scale armor was at least several times thicker than before. This was one of the mysteries of the Black Tortoise Battle Chi. It was a battle chi that was both offensive and defensive. Yang Ba and Yang Wu had extraordinary bloodline power. Although he was suppressed, he was still much better than the others. If it were Yang Hongchang and the others in front of Yang Wu, they probably wouldn't even have the courage to fight. The black tortoise battle chi formed behind him contained a trace of evil chi. It was this trace of evil chi that resisted part of Yang Wu's suppression, allowing him to still be able to erupt with extremely powerful strength. The two of them collided together. Spear shadows flashed from time to time, and axe radiance constantly slashed down. The heaven and earth seemed to have been turned over by them. The sounds of battle were earth-shattering. In the City of Redemption, many people rushed into the sky from several directions. All of them were looking in this direction. The City of Redemption wasn't small. Only the battles between minor saints would attract their attention. Demons were rampant here. They fought with demons all year round and were extremely sensitive to the fluctuations of battle. They didn't care about ordinary battles as long as it didn't affect them. However, they had to pay attention to the battles between minor saints. The most powerful combat power here was the minor saint. The destructive power of such battles was astonishing. They wouldn't be dispatched easily. They would only dispatch such combat power when the demons invaded. When their eyes fell on the sky, they all revealed an extremely surprised expression. It's the Yang family's overlord. Who is the kid fighting with him? He's so powerful. The black tortoise battle chi is rampant. The bloodline awakened by that young man seems to be stronger than Yang Ba's. Could it be that the Yang family sent a peerless genius here to train? It seems that the Yang family really has no one else to send such a peerless genius here to die. It's ridiculous. You can't say that. It's not easy for the Yang family to have a young man who can condense the black tortoise battle chi to such a powerful level. I'm afraid that he's not much worse than the Sea Dragon King. They won't let him fall here so easily. Why do you care so much? Our enemies here are the demons. The Yang family's sinner's blood is just our vanguard. After a round of fighting, Yang Wu and Yang Batian suffered more and more damage. However, Yang Wu could quickly recover from his injuries. His vitality was extremely tenacious. On the other hand, Yang Batian's Xian Qi was more vigorous. However, his healing ability was far inferior to Yang Wu's. As the battle went on, Yang Wu gradually gained the upper hand. This battle is too tragic, Tang Wen murmured as he looked at the battle in the sky. If the Lord's strength increases by another level, Yang Ba will probably be defeated by him in one move. Jing Su said. This Yang Ba is also powerful. The Lord's bloodline is suppressing him. Otherwise, the Lord would have to use his trump card to take him down. Bai Luoyun said. Yang Wu will definitely win. After this, Yang Ba will definitely be punished. Yang Hongchang said unhappily. They're about to decide the victor. Shu Yujun said nervously. Chapter 6:27. City of Redemption. In midair, Yang Wu and Yang Ba separated. Both of their bodies were badly mutilated, their bones were exposed, and their internal organs were displaced. It was a tragic sight. If it were anyone else, they would have been dead by now. However, both of them had extremely tenacious vitality, especially Yang Wu. Between breaths, his flesh was constantly healing, and his injuries were quickly smoothed out. Only the blood that flowed out was still clearly visible. Yang Ba's body was tyrannical, and his vitality was astonishing. His recovery was not slow, but it was still a little worse than Yang Wu's. Yang Ba could no longer fight with Yang Wu like this. His bloodline power was suppressed, and there was no way for him to exert his full strength. He could only use his innate ability to kill Yang Wu. What a pity! From now on, the Yang family is destined to have one less peerless genius. After Yang Ba faintly said this, a shocking power suddenly soared up from his back, and an awe-inspiring axe light that was brimming with evil chi broke through the clouds. That terrifying killing power swept out in all directions, and even Yang Wu's bloodline suppression power was immediately dispersed by this power. This was the potential innate skill of his spine, evil axe slaughter. Before the axe had even struck, there were bursts of evil aura constantly gathering here, and constantly entering the evil shadow, forming an extremely terrifying force. No one dared to doubt how terrifying the power of this axe was. Once it struck, it would probably completely wipe out the entire place. This power was beyond the heavenly fish realm, and also beyond the power of the beginner dragon transformation realm. It was close to the terrifying combat power of the intermediate dragon transformation realm. Yang Wu stared at Yang Ba's potential innate ability and instinctively felt the threat to his life. If he didn't stop Yang Ba's move in advance, he would definitely be the one to die. It seems that I can't hold back, Yang Wu murmured. Brat, you've forced me to this point. It's time for you to be on your way. Yang Ba finished condensing his innate power, and his eyes were filled with thick killing intent as he spoke coldly. Just as he was about to slaughter Yang Wu's third eye quietly opened, and a beam of soul light shot toward Yang Ba. All of this happened so suddenly that by the time Yang Ba realized the threat, he had already unleashed the power of the evil axe butcher, but it was still too late. Yang Ba only felt a sudden surge of energy entering his brain and piercing his soul. His brain felt like it was about to explode, and he could no longer control his innate power. The evil axe quickly withered away. It was also at this moment that Yang Wu rushed towards Yang Ba and shouted, I already said that you're sick, but you still don't believe me. Watch how this heavenly king beats you up, you lunatic. Yang Wu brandished his fists raining down on Yang Ba. Bang bang. Even though Yang Wu didn't activate his celestial qi, his bare fists were still enough to beat Yang Ba into a miserable state. Everyone watched the sudden turn of events with their jaws dropped. Not many of them saw Yang Wu open his innate soul eye, and they didn't see any power injuring Yang Ba. It seemed that Yang Ba had suffered a mental breakdown, causing his innate power to disappear, which allowed Yang Wu to seize the opportunity to turn the tables. Bang! After Yang Ba was kicked down from the air by Yang Wu, it was announced that Yang Wu had obtained the final victory in this battle. Who would have thought that this would be the result? Yang Wu was only at the beginner heavenly fish realm, which was far from Yang Ba's realm. Furthermore, Yang Ba was a fierce person who could challenge a dragon transformation realm cultivator. Yang Wu had defeated Yang Ba, which was equivalent to fighting across a large realm. This battle strength was truly terrifying. In fact, Yang Wu didn't really have the ability to fight a dragon transformation realm cultivator. Everything was because Yang Ba was suppressed by his bloodline power, which led to his defeat. Haha, I knew Yang Wu wouldn't lose. Yang Hongchang was the most delighted as he laughed loudly. Shu Yujun's beautiful eyes rippled with affection as she said, as expected of the little fresh meat that this young lady has taken a fancy to. I really can't wait to chase you down. Yang Jingtao didn't know how to describe his excitement at this moment. With a grandson like this, what more could he ask for? The sinner's blood of the Yang family seemed to be at a loss. Yang Ba was their backbone, and even he had been defeated. Aside from a few old fellows who could challenge Yang Wu, there probably wasn't anyone else who could contend with him. Unknowingly, an old man appeared in front of Yang Hongchang. This old man had a medium build and white hair. He was dressed in plain clothes and had his hands behind his back. He stood upright like a war spear and had an astonishing aura. He was the Yang family's sinner's blood minor saint expert and the leader here, Yang Yuanchun. After seeing Yang Yuanchun, the sinner's blood of the Yang family all knelt down and shouted in unison, "Greetings, great leader! Rise!" Yang Yuanchun said indifferently. This most powerful sinner's blood of the Yang family had a very high prestige here. When he was young, he had offended the elder of the Azure Battle Chi lineage and was sent to the City of Redemption. Furthermore, he was given an almost impossible task and was forced to stay in the City of Redemption. In the past few decades, He had taken one step at a time to carve out a path of an expert and became the great leader of the sinner's blood of the Yang family. The redemption mission that he was given in the early years had probably been completed. He didn't leave the city of redemption. Some people guessed that he didn't want to return to the Yang family and was afraid that he would be suppressed by the elder again. Some people thought that he stayed here for a greater purpose and wanted to become a true saint before leaving. After seeing Yang Yuanchun, Yang Hongchang had no choice but to cup his hands and greet him. Even if the other party was a sinner, he also had extraordinary ability to become the great leader here. Moreover, in terms of seniority, the other party was also higher than him. Yang Yuanchun nodded slightly to Yang Hongchang and looked ahead. He saw Yang Wu dragging Yang Ba, who was beaten to a pulp, back. The sinner's blood of the Yang family looked at Yang Ba with heartache. The hegemon of the sinner's blood was actually beaten up so miserably. They were wondering if Yang Yuanchun would take action to suppress Yang Wu. The only reason Yang Ba could be so arrogant here was because of Yang Yuanchun's support. No matter how powerful Yang Ba was, he had yet to step into the dragon transformation realm. There was no way he could contend against a veteran dragon transformation realm expert like Yang Yuanchun. If Yang Ba was the hegemon of the sinner's blood of the Yang family, then Yang Yuanchun was the stabilizing force here. With him around, they weren't bullied too badly by the other families and weren't completely slaughtered by the demons. Great leader, please save the overlord quickly. Great leader, punish him. An outsider dares to be so arrogant. He doesn't take us seriously. Since he's here, he has to abide by the rules here. This kid must be punished. Otherwise, get him out of here. The sinner's blood of the Yang family seemed to have found their backbone and talked to Yang Yuanchun. Yang Wu looked at the old man in front of him vigilantly. He felt a more terrifying threat from the old man than Yang Ba. The threat was almost comparable to the Sea Dragon King Yang Jinghai. Yang Hongchang, Shu Yujun, and the others were nervous, afraid that Yang Yuanchun would really attack Yang Wu. You said he's sick? Yang Yuanchun glanced at Yang Ba and asked Yang Wu. Yes, he's sick. You're all sick. Yang Wu nodded seriously. At this time, the sinner's blood of the Yang family exploded. The sounds of cursing Yang Wu were endless. They couldn't wait to drown Yang Wu with their saliva. Yang Hongchang, Shu Yujun, and the others were all worried for Yang Wu. In the City of Redemption, offending a great leader was no different from offending a saint. Just when everyone thought that Yang Yuanchun would attack Yang Wu, they heard him ask, "Then do you have a way to treat us?" Everyone was silent, and their eyes were filled with confusion. Yes. Yang Wu answered smoothly. Then can you treat us? Yang Yuanchun said with some expectation. Why should I treat you? Are we close? We're all from the Yang family. Please save us. Hee, I haven't been recognized as a member of the Yang family. What do you want for you to save us? It's very simple. Give me your position as the great leader and I can save you. Yang Wu looked at Yang Yuanchun with a faint smile. This time, the sinner's blood of the Yang family couldn't stand it anymore. One of them stood up and shouted, "Who do you think you are? Don't think that you can be our great leader just because you defeated the overlord. You don't have such qualifications. Great leader, why don't you just slap him to death?" This isn't your style, another person said. Among the sinner's blood of the Yang family, there were only a limited number of leaders. All of them had reached the dragon transformation realm. They were usually either cultivating in seclusion or going deep into the demon territory to kill powerful demons. They were deeply respected among the sinner's blood. Shut up! Yang Yuanchun reprimanded the others. His dignified expression was so frightening that everyone trembled in fear and didn't dare to say another word. Then, Yang Yuanchun said seriously to Yang Wu, "If you have the ability to solve this problem for us, it's definitely not a problem to make you our great leader." After a pause, he revealed a powerful aura and said, "If you dare to trick me, no one here can protect you." Haha, then it's settled. Yang Wu smiled and continued, "You've been infected with a demonic disease. This place is filled with demonic qi, and the demonic curse is astonishing. Anyone who stays here for a long time will have their soul greatly affected and corroded, so you've become violent and murderous. You've even lost your humanity. This is all caused by the demonic energy. As long as you remove this demonic qi, you'll be able to regain your clarity. However, in this world, it's only treating the symptoms and not the root cause. As long as you don't leave this place, you'll continue to be affected by the demonic qi. Whether it's your soul or your body, both will be corroded, and your lifespan will be greatly reduced." When Yang Wu finished speaking, all of the sinners' blood of the Yang family were completely dumbfounded. Everything Yang Wu said seemed to be correct. They had long since realized this situation, but there was no way to solve it. If we don't leave this place, how are we going to treat it? Chapter 6:28. Yang Yuanchuan's posture was already very humble. It could be seen that he had already realized the situation mentioned by Yang Wu. The biggest reason why he had never left the City of Redemption was that he was thinking about solving the hidden dangers in his body first before he was qualified to return to the Yang family. If he returned to the Yang family now, the evil aura in his body would be cleansed by the power of the saints. However, as a member of the Sin's bloodline, how could there be a saint who would waste their power to expel the evil aura for him? If he entered a place like the demon-slaying pool to purify the evil aura, his realm would inevitably be reduced, which was definitely not something he wanted to see. If there was really a way to purify the evil aura without weakening his strength, it would definitely be the best way. Over the years, he had been looking for this method, but it was almost impossible. He could only suppress the evil aura with his strength, but the power in his body had long been contaminated with this power, so how could he completely suppress it? One medicinal pill is enough to solve it. Yang Wu replied extremely calmly. Yang Yuanchun frowned and said, "This is your way of solving it? Of course, there is no better way than this. But there are no alchemists here, and there don't seem to be many alchemists in the outside world who have the ability to refine pills to solve our hidden dangers. Otherwise, the Yang family would have told us. Others don't have the ability, but it doesn't mean that I don't have the ability. Don't keep us in suspense. As long as you can solve our problem, everything is at your disposal. If you can't solve it, you don't have to leave." Yang Yuanchun really didn't have the patience to play dumb with Yang Wu anymore. Yang Wu said to the people around him, "You guys tell him what other professional identity I have." Bai Luoyun, Tangwen, and the others all said in unison, "Our Lord's other identity is a heavenly alchemist." Yang Yuanchun was taken aback at first, then he was overjoyed. "Really? Is there any point in lying to you?" Yang Wu asked back, pausing for a moment before continuing, "Your situation can be solved with just one spirit-cleansing evil-suppressing pill. I reckon not many people know about this kind of pill, let alone know how to refine it. Coincidentally, I can refine it." The soul-cleansing evil-suppressing pill was a type of pill that could help cleanse one's soul and suppress the aura of evil. It was a little saint pill. This pill recipe belonged to the high-grade alchemy technique that Little Hay had taught him. The pill recipe that Little Hay had taught him was all-encompassing. Even the pill recipes of saint alchemists couldn't compare to it. This was also the reason why Yang Wu was so confident. However, it wasn't easy to concoct a minor sage pill. With Yang Wu's current ability, it shouldn't be difficult for him to concoct a minor sage pill. However, he would have to face a pill tribulation if he succeeded in concocting a minor sage pill. He wouldn't be able to withstand it with his current strength. Yang Yuanchun completely believed in Yang Wu's word. He couldn't hide his joy and said, "As long as you can concoct the spirit-cleansing evil-suppressing pill, the position of great leader will definitely belong to you. Don't worry, this is not a heavenly pill, but a little saint pill. Without a little saint demon core or beast core as the energy, it's impossible to concoct it. With my current ability, I can only concoct the spirit cleansing pill. It can first remove the evil aura in your soul. That will be enough to temporarily get rid of the danger of chi deviation. It can also help you better control your emotions and avoid being demonized. Yang Wu explained. Spirit cleansing pill? Good, as long as it can suppress the damned evil aura, everything will be fine. Yang Yuanchun replied excitedly. Then, he shouted at the other sinners, all of you, get lost. Don't affect the mood of this heavenly master, otherwise I will slaughter all of you. At this moment, the sinners of Yang family scattered like birds and beasts, quickly leaving this place. However, when they were leaving, they had an additional thought in their minds, and that was, could their demonic chi really be cleansed? After these people dispersed, Yang Hongchang knew that Yang Wu's crisis had been completely resolved. At the same time, he would also become an honored guest of the sinner's bloodline. Even if the elders of the Yang family came, they might not be able to receive such treatment. Yang Hongchang smiled bitterly in his heart. What a heaven-defying guy! Yang Hongchang had never underestimated Yang Wu's ability. However, after seeing Yang Wu defeat Yang Ba and persuade Yang Yuanchun with just a few words, his ability was not something that others could reach. Xu Yujun's gaze towards Yang Wu became even more gentle and appreciative. If there was no one around, she would wrap herself around him and give him a good kiss. He was really too handsome like this. After everyone dispersed, Yang Yuanchun said to Yang Wu, "Let Yang Ba go first. He is a pitiful child. I can't let him go. I want him to submit to this heavenly king." Yang Wu refused. Then he said, "Find me a quiet place. I will refine pills for you guys first." Yang Yuanchun no longer entangled himself with Yang Ba. After nodding his head, he brought Yang Wu to the stone house where he was cultivating. This stone house was located in a relatively quiet area of the Yang family. There was a simple array around it and some sinners' bloodlines were guarding it. No one could even think of approaching this place. After Yang Wu and the others entered the house, Yang Ba was already awake. Unfortunately, his strength had been sealed by Yang Wu and he could no longer be rampant. Yang Ba angrily said, "Let me go. Otherwise, when I break free, I will definitely kill you." Just as he finished speaking, Yang Yuanchun gave him a heavy slap on the head. "Don't randomly shout. Be polite to the guest." "Great leader, you! Why are you speaking up for him?" Yang Ba looked at Yang Yuanchun with a puzzled expression. "Because they can help us get rid of the power of the evil spirit," Yang Yuanchun lightly said. "How can a brat like him have such an ability? Don't be fooled by him," Yang Ba retorted. In the next moment, Yang Wu also knocked on his head and said, "A loser still dares to be so rampant. You are really sick. Either you kill me or when I break free, the first person I will kill is," Yang Ba said with a ruthless tone. This time, before he could finish speaking, Yang Yuanchun directly knocked him unconscious. "Don't blame this child. In fact, he is quite pitiful. His ancestors' bloodline didn't make any big mistakes. After being left here, he was completely disappointed with his family, so he stayed here. They are all descendants of one bloodline. I don't know what method they have, but his grandfather and father passed down the power of their bloodline to Yang Ba, helping Yang Ba's bloodline become stronger. However, his grandfather and father lost the power of their bloodline and were invaded by the evil spirit. They died very quickly, so this child doesn't have any good impression of his family. Perhaps because of this, his temperament became even more violent and was invaded by the evil spirit." Yang Yuanchun sighed. "So he superimposed the power of his parents' bloodline. No wonder he is so powerful," Yang Hongchang exclaimed. "Humph, now those people in the family are afraid of others. They bully the inside and fear the outside." Yang Yuanchun unhappily snorted at Yang Hongchang. Yang Hongchang couldn't refute it. In his heart, he agreed with Yang Yuanchun's words. The current Yang family was really not the same as before. Let's not worry about the Yang family for now. Let me refine pills to help you get rid of your troubles first. Yang Wu waved his hand and said. Yang Yuanchun asked, Let me ask you something. Were you sent here or are you here to train? I came here the same as you. Yang Wu replied indifferently. This family will be finished sooner or later. Yang Yuanchun was so angry that his beard was blown up. After that, Yang Wu didn't waste any more words with them. He walked out of the stone house and began to refine pills. Although he came here to complete the sinner's blood mission and redeem his bloodline, he had other plans in his heart. A large green cauldron appeared in front of Yang Wu. An ancient aura instantly filled the air. There was also a burst of medicinal fragrance that was intoxicating. Yang Yuanchun, who was guarding Yang Wu in the distance, was finally sure that Yang Wu was an alchemist. He was looking forward to it. I hope he won't disappoint us. The clarity pill was a heaven medicine. It required a lot of herbs to clear the mind and nourish the soul. Yang Wu had traded many good materials from the White Water clan. There was also the Night Star Spring that he had obtained from the Broken Space and the Yiksha clan. These were enough to support him in refining the clarity pill. The herbs moved without any wind, as if there was an invisible hand controlling them. They flew into the cauldron in an orderly manner, and a blue-purple flame burned toward the walls of the cauldron. The essence of many herbs fell rapidly, and drops of incomparably pure medicinal liquid were extracted. The sparkling essence was like the stars, dazzling and colorful. After the essence of the herbs was refined, refining the beast cores was not difficult for Yang Wu. His blue demoness firepower was strong enough. When refining the beast cores, it was extremely fast. It was not something that other alchemists could compare to. Yang Wu's refinement was smooth and natural. It was pleasing to the ears. In less than a quarter of an hour, all the energy had been refined and he had successfully entered the core formation stage. When the pill tribulation descended, Yang Yuanchun could not believe what he had just seen. He muttered, Is there a heavenly alchemist who can refine pills so quickly? Even a saint alchemist is only SOSO. Yang Wu is so handsome when he's refining pills. Shu Yujun looked at Yang Wu like a little fangirl and said, If the Sea Dragon King knew that Yang Wu had this ability, how could he bear to send Yang Wu here? Yang Hongcheng sighed. As the heavenly thunder fell, Yang Wu faced it head-on. The heavenly thunder bone in his body attracted the heavenly thunder and accepted the baptism of the heavenly thunder. He operated the 9 thunder body reshaping technique and silently endured the bombardment of the heavenly thunder without any resistance. Before he had awakened the heavenly thunder bone, he wouldn't have dared to do this. However, now that he had the heavenly thunder bone, most of the heavenly thunder was absorbed by the heavenly thunder bone. The heavenly thunder fire was absorbed by Blue Yaoji, so it didn't do much damage to his body. Yang Wu could not help but think that maybe all of this was part of Little Hei's plan. The 9 lightning body tempering method was truly extraordinary. As his body absorbed the heavenly thunder, his back and waist became crystal clear and tough, and his other bones also started to change. Once all of his bones became heavenly thunder bone, it would be incredible. Chapter 629. The Spirit Clarity Pill was of a much higher grade than the Heavenly Soul Pill. Its main medicinal effect was to remove the demonic aura, restore the clarity of the soul, and increase the strength of wisdom. After Yang Wu received 3 waves of pill tribulation, the first batch of Spirit Clarity pills had been refined. He did not continue to refine pills because he had already sensed 2 powerful auras coming from different directions. Great leader, why didn't you summon us when you had something good? That's too mean. A sinister voice said. Another person said, Alchemist, has a young savior finally arrived in our city of redemption? These 2 people looked even older than Yang Yuanchun. They were the second leader, Yang Jingchen, and the third leader, Yang Linrong. Both of them were in the dragon transformation realm, and were the representatives of the Yang family's sinner's bloodline. The two of them had committed a serious crime and were sent here. Humph, you've had enough of watching the show and now you're here to take advantage of the situation. How can there be such a good thing? Yang Yuanchun snorted coldly at the two. Although the two of them were the second and third leaders, they were no match for him even if they joined forces. That was why he spoke so rudely. What are you talking about, great leader? With you around, it's not our turn to stand up. Yang Jingchen smiled faintly. He was a tall old man, and the demonic aura around him was quite strong. His narrowed eyes flashed with a fierce light from time to time, as if he would turn hostile at any time. Yang Linrong, on the other hand, was a skinny old man. His bones were faintly discernible, and his meridians and blood vessels were clearly visible. He looked even more like a ghost than the ghost old man. What kind of pills did that kid refine just now? Hurry up and let us have a taste. Yang Linrong stared at Yang Wu and said, You have no right to speak here. Shut up. Yang Yuanchun shouted at the two of them. Hee, great leader, you're wrong. We're all leaders. Everyone here has to listen to us. Yang Jingchen sneered. Yang Linrong also said, That's right. If there's a pill to share, great leader can't eat it alone. Are you rebelling? Yang Yuanchun frowned and shouted. In the next instant, the aura of a mid-level dragon transformation realm expert was released, and the terrifying power crushed towards Yang Yuanchun and Yang Linrong. Great leader, this isn't your world. Yang Jingchen didn't show any signs of fear. Instead, an evil aura quietly emerged from him. Yang Linrong directly attacked Yang Wu. A green light transformed into a vine and quickly bound Yang Wu. Yang Yuanchun did not think that these two fellows would actually not listen to him. He was also angry. His hand condensed into a sword finger and chopped towards Yang Linrong's green vine. Unfortunately, Yang Jingqing blocked his sword finger before it could hit the green vine. Great leader, don't worry. We only want the pills. We won't take his life. At most, we'll make him suffer a little. Yang Jingchen stood in front of Yang Yuanchun and smiled. At this moment, the power he released had also reached the intermediate dragon transformation realm. Yang Yuanchun was moved. You've broken through to that level. Hee, don't think that you're the only one who can reach this level. Soon, I'll surpass you. Yang Jingchen smiled, revealing his yellow teeth. Then you'll have to be alive. Yang Yuanchun would not allow others to touch Yang Wu. He no longer held back and prepared to go around Yang Jingchen to attack Yang Linrong. Yang Jingchen was already prepared. He slapped out with both palms, and the majestic power formed a blue light that blasted towards Yang Yuanchun. The dragon transformation realm was the process of a heavenly fish transforming into a dragon. Yang Jingchen's attack had the image of a dragon's might. The terrifying power was more than 10 times stronger than the battle between Yang Wu and Yang Ba. This power was nothing to Yang Yuanchun, but he couldn't divert his attention to take care of Yang Wu. This made him extremely angry. If anything happens to Yang Wu, you'll be buried with him, Yang Yuanchun roared. He attacked with all his strength, forcing Yang Jingchen to retreat. On the other side, Yang Linrong flicked his 10 fingers, and dozens of green vines quickly surrounded Yang Wu. Yang Wu didn't have the chance to escape even if he wanted to. Yang Jingtao, Yang Hongchang, Shu Yujun, and the others didn't even think. They all exploded with all their strength and attacked Yang Linrong. If you want to hurt my grandson, you'll have to step over my body first. Yang Jingtao was extremely anxious. You sinners, if you hurt Yang Wu, you'll all die a horrible death. Yang Hongchang was flustered and exasperated. He really didn't expect that after sending Yang Wu here, he would be treated like this. He was in a terrible mood. Shu Yujun didn't even want to say anything. She activated her talent, and thousands of sword rain flew towards Yang Linrong. Bai Luoyun and the 5 heroes of the roving sword didn't hold back. Facing such an expert, they were also afraid that Yang Wu wouldn't be able to handle it alone. Bai Luoyun took out the top-notch lesser saint weapon, the rhinoceros horn. With all his strength, a powerful giant horn blasted towards Yang Linrong. The 5 heroes of the roving sword worked together to unleash a powerful sword formation. Unfortunately, their cultivation realm was too far apart. Before the power could even get close to Yang Linrong, it was shaken into nothingness. A group of little mice dares to go against a giant elephant. You really don't know how to write the word death, Yang Linrong said with disdain. In the next moment, he slapped out a green palm. Green light flashed all over the sky, blocking everyone's attacks. At this moment, Yang Wu was already bound by the green vines and was being pulled towards Yang Linrong. Yang Wu's strong body was extremely uncomfortable. The power of the dragon transformation realm was still too strong. It wasn't something he could withstand at the moment. Fortunately, he still had a backup move. Otherwise, he would be at the mercy of others. Soul Eye Extermination. Ice Blade Wings. Yang Wu activated the potential of 2 great talents and attacked Yang Linrong at the same time. He didn't hold back at all. Under such circumstances, if he still held back, it would be an act of seeking death. He sensed that the other party had already been severely invaded by the demonic aura. The moment he opened his soul eye, he suddenly saw that there was a demonic shadow on Yang Linrong's body. It was very obvious that Yang Linrong had already been completely controlled by the demonic power. Exterminate the demonic first. Yang Wu's brain worked extremely fast. His soul light directly attacked the demonic shadow that was attached to Yang Linrong's body. Roar. Although the demonic aura was overbearing, after being attacked by Yang Wu's soul power, it rapidly shrank. It even vaguely let out a hissing sound. It quickly shrank and burrowed into Yang Linrong's soul to hide. It was also at this moment that Yang Linrong's demonic aura weakened. His evil aura was reduced and his consciousness became somewhat dazed. The power that was binding Yang Wu weakened, and Yang Wu forcefully broke free. At the same time, the ice-bladed wings slashed onto Yang Linrong's body and released an extremely cold aura. Not only did it want to kill him, it also wanted to freeze him. Yang Linrong was worthy of being in the dragon transformation realm. After being absent-minded for a short while, a powerful dragon scale armor appeared on his body and blocked the attack of the ice-bladed wings. Lei Zongjuan, come out! Yang Wu quickly summoned the water crocodile puppet to prevent the dangerous situation from just now from happening again. The water crocodile puppet appeared and quickly transformed into a body that was several tens of meters tall and blocked in front of Yang Wu. When the others saw that Yang Wu had broken free, they all heaved a sigh of relief. Shu Yujun shouted, "Yang Wu, quickly leave this place." She was really afraid that something would happen to Yang Wu here. This was something that she didn't want to see. "Don't worry, they are nothing to worry about," Yang Wu said very calmly. Although he was restrained just now and almost fell into a dangerous situation, Yang Wu was still not afraid. If they really provoked him, even if they were a small saint, he would still kill them. "What did I do now?" Yang Linrong said with a blank face. In the other direction, Yang Jingchen was no match for Yang Yuanchun. Even if he had the power given to him by the evil spirit, he was still heavily injured by Yang Yuanchun. Yang Yuanchun didn't kill Yang Jingchen. Instead, he rushed over and sent a shocking palm strike at Yang Linrong from a distance. It broke Yang Linrong's spine and smashed him into the ground. "Sorry, these two guys are too obsessed." Yang Yuanchun apologized in front of Yang Wu. "They are indeed too obsessed. Hurry up and give them the clear spirit pill." Yang Wu nodded lightly. Without saying anything else, he flicked a few pills at Yang Yuanchun. Yang Yuanchun caught the pills with 3 lightning patterns and revealed a look of ecstasy. He didn't even think and swallowed one of them into his stomach to dissolve the evil spirit qi in his body. Very quickly, the power of the pill quickly dissolved in his body. A ball of evil spirit qi was expelled from his body. This evil spirit Qi bared its fangs and brandished its claws, appearing fierce and unwilling. It wanted to enter Yang Yuanchuan's body again. However, Yang Yuanchun held it in his hand and snorted coldly, "Destroy the evil spirit Qi that has troubled me for so many years." This ball of evil spirit Qi was completely destroyed by Yang Yuanchun. He only felt a cool sensation on his head. His entire body emitted a gentle aura. The power in his body seemed to be more comfortable, and his old face looked much younger. He looked at Yang Wu gratefully and bowed, "Thank you, great leader, for giving me the pill." At this moment, he gave up his position as the great leader and was willing to listen to Yang Wu's orders. Yang Hongchang looked at Yang Yuanchuan's actions with his eyes wide open. He found it hard to believe that this was the truth. The Yang family were all proud and arrogant, even the Sin's blood lineage. It was not easy to convince them. Yang Yuanchun had been troubled by the evil spirit Qi for many years. Now that he was free, his gratitude to Yang Wu was unimaginable. "Yang Wu is safe in the city of redemption," Yang Hongchang said with emotion. "No need for formalities. Take the pill and help the others." Yang Wu smiled with satisfaction. After a pause, he said, "If they are disobedient, there is no need to give them to them." "Don't worry, great leader. I know what to do." Yang Yuanchun responded seriously. "Well, the spirit cleansing pill can only help your soul purify the evil spirit Qi. There is still a lot of evil spirit Qi in your body. You must take the spirit cleansing pill to completely resolve it. Only I can refine this kind of pill. Do you know what to do?" Yang Wu said with a wise look. Yang Yuanchun instantly understood Yang Wu's intention. He knelt on one knee and said, "From now on, I will follow the great leader's orders. I will do my best." "Very well. From now on, I will temporarily take over everything here.